Dare you.
Why are you? He always does this. Just to rub it in my face. I can't even get out of this thing.
What? You got a Rancor too now?
His is bigger.
What?
Yes.
Yours has like big crazy horns and shit.
No, his is the cantina. His is the cantina.
Oh my god.
Edition.
Oh my god.
Listen, he has spikes. Listen, I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the adopted. He's got spikes. Look at him. Well, now he won't stop. He plays this game. Like I try to catch up to him, and then he just runs away. Stop running.
No, my brother is just the Tard Wrangler of the two of us. He has to lead us around and be like, come on, come.
Do you see his spikes? They're orange.
Yes, they are. Quite nifty. And yours has big gnarly horns. What are you crying about?
No, his are orange.
No, I get that he has the like spikes around his back and stuff that are orange and everything, but you got big gnarly horns on the freaking head of the Rancor you got. Pretty cool.
No, his are orange.
Did you want what? You wanted orange? An orange spiked Rancor? Would that have made you feel a little better?
No. Where are we going? I'm hungry. There's stuff at a gas station.
Truth, you know, it was difficult. It was at first. I mean, you just cornered me like that and everything, but you know, it's a little liberating now to know I can like Star Wars in more ways than I ever imagined. Dave Filoni is the savior of Star Wars. KK is doing an amazing job. The people out there are just blind and can't see it. So yes, thank you. I can stop lying now.
What? What the fuck?
Too easy.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith number 107. We're climbing them ranks further and further, almost 110. How's it going tonight? I'm your host, Fractured Filter, and with me tonight here is, as always, Jay Hitman. How are you, sir?
Very good. I'm in a foul mood, as I was telling you.
Yes, you are. You're very feisty. Very feisty already.
Well, just over multiple things, but I'm here. I'm ready to go.
So pumped. Let's go. All right, and also we've got a little special someone joining us too. He'll be a little back and forth, but he's joining us. So here we go. For the trailers that we saw.
Yeah. When can I play as Ahsoka?
Please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
And here he is, the man of destruction, Chiefster.
Here I am. I'm here. I'm full of cheer. My Rancor's horns are orange.
The Tard Wrangler is amongst us, gracing us with his presence. The unicorn himself.
I love that. The unicorn himself. Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. So just really quick, let me just pop into the chat. Static here first. Hello, sir. Saying no, only to see how late and gay. We were not that late and gay, thankfully. So ha 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 ha. Only a littler. And hello, a real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. How's it going? Saying hello to you. And Static said, Hitman is ready for the Acolyte, I see. Yes. So he's the most excited of us all. He cannot wait. He's just so looking forward to it.
I was about to say I was excited hearing the anger coming forth.
Yeah.
I just don't even want to. I just don't even want to talk about it. Like, here's the thing. Oh, continue with the chat, and then I'll say my piece.
No. That's it for the chat for the moment. We're all clear.
It ebbs and flows. The stupid ebbs and flows, and it's like some weeks, like they're just asleep, and then other weeks it's like, and it almost makes you like. I'm so glad, and I never thought in 107 episodes, I never thought I'd say that. Like, I'm just glad not to talk about Star Wars anymore. It's been a holiday amongst holidays, away from holidays, right? Haven't touched it, haven't seen it, haven't been on Twitter, listening to everybody. I mean, even the people that I follow, like respectfully, like I've disassociated with everything just Disney Star Wars, and I've tried to hide from it. And it's like going on vacation. It's like, I use this example. It's like you work for the military and you're on vacation and you see just a military plane fly over you. It's like, I can't hide from it. You can't escape it. It's like, so you can't escape your job, or you can't escape Star Wars. It's there. It's dumb, and I don't get it. So, like, should we just jump into it? Is you want to talk about anything else before we go? Because I'm just segue into it.
I mean, let's just go. Let's go into what you want to talk about. By all means, you're so fired up already. Let's keep that fire going. Let's go.
Just help me. Do you want to pull up the thing in Discord? It's just a GIF I posted, but it was a tweet. I think I can pull it up. Where did I put it?
Did you post? Where did you?
Stored the notes. I thought I did. Did I? No. Did I?
Oh, about the yeah. Okay. Yeah, this they are canonizing this. I think I also bookmarked it just to double check. Yep, I did. All right. Here it is, folks. I'm sure some of you out there have already seen this, but here comes the Well, it's
so stupid. Hard. Just say it. Just say it. It's here asinine.
Comes the stupid. Yes, just as we thought, we got away from a little bit of acolyte stuff. Here we go. Even Sheefster can now see it. So, it's tough to see, but yes, they are bringing in a lightsaber whip.
Before I go try to find blood pressure medicine, explain. First of all, I think posted a tweet. So this is where, like, I don't want to be ignorant or make claims that aren't true, right? But I had posted something. I think I retweeted this or reposted this, and I asked Tim, Alora, and I put Greg. I think I put you in it. Has this ever been a thing within EU? A lightsaber whip?
Didn't Giffany use one?
I believe she had what was called a hollow whip.
Oh, was it actually something different?
Yeah, I don't think was a lightsaber. Yeah, she did have a whip, but I don't think it was properly a lightsaber. Because in my mind,
whip. That's right. She had a light whip.
In my mind, okay, so nowhere in canon. Let's just get to the core of this. Nowhere in canon did anybody have a lightsaber whip. Is that a thing? Because physics.
I know, right? Yeah, so
Giffany was a light whip. That was different. Well, first of all, if somebody, a Disney shield, even uttered the word Giffany, I would probably punk kick them, because then you read the book and then there's no excuse for you to be ignorant.
Yeah, a light whip, also known as an energy whip or laser whip, was a rare variation of the lightsaber.
What was the V word?
Variation of a lightsaber.
So not a lightsaber.
Not a lightsaber, just a variation of
one. Variation.
Like the Dathomir and Night Sisters use the light whips. And of course, as we know,
have to be careful, because is this
Brotherhood uses them. This is Wikipedia, yes.
Modded
I
by
mean-
Disney shills.
I think they're kind of stupid in the first place. Like, even if it is a lightsaber or it isn't, just like it just is kind of silly.
Lumia, she's the light whip as well.
Like, even when we were going through Bane, I was kind of like, that's kind of stupid.
It's very,
But it's acceptable because Githany's doing it.
Well, that's true.
But no, to your point, it's absolutely stupid, and it defies every like physics. Like the
of all
construction of a
things, of all the
lightsaber.
things they should have robbed from Legends, it's like, come on, why don't you just keep it there?
Yeah, and they introduced it in the High Republic novels. Like the character that you see in the video, she's from those books. Using but they're calling it a lights. I think they're calling they're just like calling it a straight up lightsaber whip instead of a
lightsaber whip. It's not a lightsaber.
Because then I'm guessing their cannon might be a little different. Modified lightsaber variant with one or more plasma blades and flexible containment shields. So yeah.
So this is what irritates me. So this is why I asked the question: if this had ever been if this was ever a thing in the EU. But I guess what I put together, and they're literally. The reason why I put Indiana Whip was because we remember in Andor we went to a shop and there were the crystals from Crystal of Doom, Temple of Doom.
Oh yeah. The rocks, the stones.
Right, with the rocks, the stones, and now we've got this lightsaber whip, and it's like maybe there's no parallel, but it's like I don't know why it irritates me so much. Mainly, probably because it doesn't make any sense. It defies physics. A lightsaber has a singular plasma beam that's straight that doesn't flex.
Well, and that's the funny thing. Like hers immediately goes from the lightsaber, and it's almost like,
and then melts,
and then it turns into it. Which, I mean, from all I could tell was that they
literally stole from Iron Man 2.
They already like this. It's just then they activated the plasma side of it and then made
there's no containment. Look at it. One, there's like it's not contained. Two, one that I don't know where they're at. That's not Felucia. It doesn't look like Felucia. If that's Felucia, that looks about as much as Felucia.
Planet is at the moment. They're all in La La Land for that sort of stuff. So we'll find. I guess we'll find out if we get beyond the first 2 episodes. So.
Oh, because you said Static wanted to watch it. Well,
yeah, Static was saying the first 2 episodes. If he finds enough cringe that is Velma tier, apparently, then he's game. But other than that, it's just called 2 and I'm done.
Listen, I was nowhere near the fence to watch this show last week when you told us that we were going to watch it. But now
I was too. I was so out until Static was like, I got homework for you guys. I'm like, oh crap.
Now watching this, I'm not even in the same continent as you guys. I don't want to touch this. I won't touch this with a 10-foot pole with a flexible lightsaber. That is the cringiest, dumbest thing that defies. I mean, listen, Star Wars defies things, right? Like obviously, but this doesn't even belong in Star Wars because the idea of this is where I need like OG and Tim to like tell me I'm wrong. But like being a Star Wars fan for as long as I haven't, I've never once heard of it. To Sheevzer's point, the only time I ever heard of something of this was Githany, but they called it was a lightsaber whip, or it was a light whip. It wasn't a lightsaber whip, and they did not describe it as a lightsaber.
No, they really didn't.
No, so this is Filoni stealing from his buddy Favreau, Iron Man 2 with the whatever whip whoever the guy was. I'm not a Marvel fan, but the guy that had the light whips. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh,
kind of, but not really, because this has there's nothing. This is a uncontrolled stream of plasma with just like with no containment field. There's nothing containing it.
No,
he's just doing whatever he wants.
So yeah,
Who's coming up with? Are they? What are they smoking? What are they ingesting? What are they smoking? And what are they doing to come up with this stuff? I am so
really powerful
I am
stuff.
so I am just so unequivocally just tired of just I am turning into Greg, and I hate everything because it's like when you I have spit. Listen, I have taken my hiatus. I have gone to the dark corner of my room, and I have watched Stargate. I've watched Star Trek, and I have been immersed. It is fantastic. Nobody bothers me. I don't hate anything. I'm just fully in. I have now gone around in public saying "mega so" and engage.
You have thoroughly embraced the Star Trek, yes.
I have, and it's fantastic. And you know why it's fantastic? It's fantastic for that's a great question, Fractured. Thank you for asking why it's so fantastic. It's fantastic on many levels. One, you can see the passion just through watching episodes. You can see the sets that have been built. The costumes are amazing. It's very reminiscent of watching George Lucas and what he created. And I have spent years saying, "Oh, Roddenberry and George, they would fight in the back of a dark alley." But you know what? Like, you can see it. You can see the passion. You can see the time that was put into this. And people say, "Oh, the acting's cringe." It's like, well, you know what? Like every generation, you can see kind of progression of acting, right? But it's fantastic. I don't know why we can't just get anything good. Everything is just so sad and boring. There's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. I've been saying this for like probably, I don't know, 80 episodes. Like, why is it that with the technology that we have and the progression that we've made, we just continue to just literally crap on like eat Taco Bell and Chipotle and sushi with a side of pizza, cup our hand over our butthole, crap, and then throw it on the wall and just hope that we something will stick. You know what? Diarrhea does not stick to the wall.
You get the imagery he paints is just
It's true though, because what would you rather see, Brett? Chief Fractured, the panel, what would you rather see? Somebody just throw crap on a wall or watch the stuff that Disney's releasing? For me, personally, I'd rather watch the first.
Somebody throwing crap on the wall.
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess if it means if they're trying something different, I guess seeing what sticks.
No, because that's it.
I don't know. You are throwing me such interesting.
You're telling me that you'd rather sit down and watch Andor than somebody just throw crap on a wall. Because at least there's the potential of the person throwing crap on the wall that they would create art. Jackson Pollock painting. I don't know.
That's true. That's so true. Give it, forced to choose. Obviously, it's got to be the crap on the wall.
I got to enter my pondering phase here. This is just something else right now. I don't know what
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong because it's so bad. Everything that has been like, I can now probably now. I have not watched any new Trek stuff, right? I'm not knowledgeable like Brad or you, like whatever. But like, why is it that the old are we just old? Is that a generational thing? Are we just biased, old, decrepit coggers that want to just watch old stuff?
The cranky old men that just want people to get off their lawn and let us enjoy shit. Yeah, I guess.
Well, why is it? Why is it that we watch the stuff that was in the 80s and the 90s? Why is it that this stuff is fantastic? And what is it the propagation of ideology? Like, what is it? There's no excuse. There's no excuse that we can watch Attack of the Clones that was released 25 years ago, right? And then come up and watch Andor, and like they're not even in the same field. But people will sit here and eat it up. The cinematography is trash. The acting is atrocious. The writing is lazy. To quote Scriptruver, it's like level D parody. He said something else, but it's a kid's show, so I'm not gonna say it. But he acted to other type of writing. It's like I just don't get it. And we will have the same. We will continue to have these discussions until we reach 214th episode.
Right.
I just don't get it. Acolyte. It's like every time they release something, there is the potential that they could do something really good, but they are so hell-bent on pumping their ideology and just making crap. Like I watched this video of like everybody at Galaxy's Edge, right? And they're like somebody who I don't know who was talking, but they're like, right, it was Ian McDiarmid, and it's sad to see because I think he's, I don't know if he's necessarily been the knee as much as like Ian McGregor and Hayden Christensen, but he just I see they're drones. They're drinking the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid's been laced with, I don't know.
Well, it is called, hey, I've got a paying gig. So, but to your question though, I do, and we've said this before. I've said it before. I think it partly comes down to when people had more of a passion for creativity versus now it's just called, I'm getting this on, I'm getting my paycheck, I'm getting this on my resume to go on to different things. This is just a stopping point. I mean, they're all basically also
Let me ask you this question really quick.
Okay.
Is practical effects more expensive than CGI?
So, from my understanding, yes.
Practical effects is more expensive because we have been told how, like, I don't know the exact amount that CGI costs, but everybody that I've heard has said CGI is very expensive. So making a puppet,
both are expensive, but it seems like practical effects are more expensive because that's why they've leaned so far away from it with time.
So it's not lazy. It's not laziness. You're telling me that it's
I would say it's laziness, yes, because you aren't getting the same creatives that we had, people that were building miniatures and stuff like that. And then, I mean, that was like the thing, like they built these miniatures and then like imposed them in to like the CG renderings and stuff like that to even help with like the realism and stuff like that. But they aren't even last time, like they don't even do that.
So if that's true, is that why Jim Henson the company went out of business?
It hasn't gone out of business. It's still around. They just don't get used quite like they used to. They just don't have it's just not the same.
Maybe I'm stuck in my ways.
Now they're using a different style of puppetry too, as I understand. I think they've gotten a bit with the digital age.
I just refuse. Maybe, I don't know. I guess there's two sides of this. One, it's either maybe no, you can't make that argument. When did CGI come about? What year? 80s, 90s? When? I don't know. I'm generally asking.
Probably some of it was starting in the 80s, and then it's kind of got progressively, people were progressively working on it more and more as time went on. And, it really started peaking with what was like, like Jurassic Park was some of the more bigger technical achievements with between a combination of practical and CG. But I mean, yeah, I think it probably started sometime in the 80s and it's kind of kept going from there.
I don't know.
I think they used a bit of because wait. My brain first goes to like Terminator 1, and I don't know if I don't recall if it was any kind of form of CG that they did use to impose the skeletal Terminator at the end, or what? I forget.
Is it biased? Am I biased when when I make the claim?
Hey, Duke Devil, he's saying Tron was the first, I think, to use CGI.
Right. So, am I wrong in saying that the CGI that you get in Next Generation is better than any CGI? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how to get over this. I don't know how to just put this whole topic to bed, but like I get frustrated because it's like, why is it that I can watch a show that came out in 1987 and ran until 94? It ran 7 years. I'm bad at math. Do the math. 87 to 7 years. Would that be 94? Next Gen ran.
Oh, for Next Generation.
Doesn't matter, right? Irrelevant. The fact is that you can watch something that came out in 87. Fantastic acting. Like you can critique, everybody's a critic, so you can critique everything. I'm not taking that away from anybody, but generally speaking, in my opinion, it's been fantastic. The acting's fantastic. The character development is fantastic. The chemistry between the actors is amazing. The practical effects is top notch. The costumes are very like it's almost it's like watching Empire Strikes Back, right? The Wamba in the cave or the Ewoks. It's fantastic. And this is like, again, I will continue to say this is coming from a guy who hated everybody who liked Star Trek. I thought that it was trash. I said you were dropped on the head at the hospital when you were born because how could you even like anything like this? Like it's just garbage. Roddenberry should jump off a building, right? I was that guy. I was. If you reversed it, if you did a Star Trek themed wedding, I would be Anakin killing all the children. Right? because I just hated it. I didn't like it. I was a Star Wars guy. I thought you either like Star Trek or Star Wars.
You could like the
right?
two. That's what I find so funny about those too. It's like this how big of a switch you've made now.
Because it's I don't have an answer. I was going to give some elaborate answer. No, because it's fantastic. Maybe it's this. Maybe it has nothing to do with Star Trek and everything to do with every garbage level tier show we watched in the last 107 episodes. Right? I don't think that's. I think it's probably bad. Right? We've watched crap and everybody can't seem to produce a good show these days within Star Wars or whatever it may be. Even Star Trek. And when I get to New Trek, I'll be calling Bradley, be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. Abrams needs to go to jail. No, it's just good, man. And I guess I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit reminiscent of my childhood, growing up. But nonetheless, it's just as great. It's fantastic. And I don't understand why there's such this divide between, 80s, 90s cinematic, television or however you want to describe it to now.
Yeah.
And you can't really say that like the ideology that they're that's being pumped today wasn't existent. Like it was existent back then just as it is now, but did they try to, was it as subverted back then as, I don't know.
It was lighter back then, but yeah, that's my stance.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
You
want to add to it, or?
Yeah, it's just because the people nowadays making it suck compared to the people that used to make it. The people who used to make it were a lot more clever and how they.
Is it a generational thing though? Like, why do you think that is though? Before we move on, why do you think that is? Is it laziness? Is it just trying to make a quick buck? Is it trying to create their own? Like, we can't be creative? Like, it's like I said it before. It's like hacking into the old WWF, right? WWF, the Attitude Era, one of the greatest eras within modern wrestling, in my opinion. Tim probably. I'm curious to see what Open Air Law. Well, I keep saying that. Tim from United
Spacers Alliance.
The Spacers Alliance. What he would say, but it's like, so again, they rob Peter to pay Paul. They rob back from the Attitude Era, and they bring all the legends back because they can't seem to tell a story, right? So is that it? Are we just robbing from the past to just try to keep this fire fed until it eventually goes out? Like, why is it? Why is it? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is it? What is
like she used to say, laziness and stuff like that. It's just they don't have that creativity anymore.
There's only so much. I just make this point, and then we can move on. There's only so much that like these legends, like their backs are only so strong. And what I mean by that is that it only can pump a show up that much, right? So the point, like with whatever show, I can't even. If you're gonna rob from Kyle Katarn and Jan, like that's not a good example because they just created their own character. But bringing bringing back Luke, right? You brought back Luke in, and there's only so much hype that can bring. But when you totally destroy the character, then it just goes to pot, right? If you had kept Boba true to like Boba Fett, Book of Mando probably could have been good, but you didn't, right? You brought Jake Skywalker. You brought Jake Skywalker back into the sequels. If you had followed true EU canon, could have been really good. Like the sequels could have been better, right?
Right.
If you had stayed true to canon. And again, there's not two canons. Anybody who sits there and says there's two canons, like go look up the definition of canon. There can't be two. You can't have two canons, right? You can't. I will fight that. I will die on that. I will fight that battle, right? So I don't know if that made any sense, but when you bring in these old characters and you feed off, the legends that they were, there's only so much they can do for your show. If you have a crap show, there's only so much that these legends can do to make it less crap, right? Until you just totally botch it, and then it's just crap nonetheless. And I don't understand it. Why bring in these old characters. Like we're going down a rabbit hole, and 30 seconds I'll end. I don't understand why they bring in these old characters, right? I don't understand the purpose other than like as a
key jangling. Oh yeah, come watch our show. We'll see what these old characters, and then they just destroy. It doesn't make sense. Why bring them in if you're gonna just de-establish them and just eviscerate them? Totally take a left. Like I don't get it. You brought in Luke and turned him into Jake Skywalker. You brought I don't get it. It makes absolutely zero sense. The fact that people can sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, Luke, Jake Skywalker, drink that titty milk. You're great. We love you. You're so true to your dad." Like, it does what? Kylo Ren's never been a thing. I yield the floor. It doesn't make. It don't make any sense.
That should be like clipped as your average Disney Star Wars enjoyer.
But they did it in Star Trek though. They did within Discovery. They brought the old, to my knowledge, they brought Picard and Frakes back. Did they not? Why? Could you not like
Picard show? Yeah, they did.
Why? Sorry, I said Discovery. I'm sorry, Picard. Why? Again, there's this
salt debate. Whatever you want to call it. They were really trying to.
The time and period that we're in. Why are we robbing from the past? Why can't we create anything good? And I understand, new stuff is uncomfortable because you don't know if it's going to be good. But with that being said, it has the potential to be really good or really bad. But let old dogs lie, man. Stop robbing from them to stroke your ego or create something that's just trash. Create something on your own. It's going to be trash regardless. Because history repeats itself, you can't create anything good. But still, it just doesn't make any sense. If you're going to bring them back to continue the story, fine. As long as it's true to canon, absolutely, I'm okay with it. To a certain extent, right? I'd still probably say just leave them alone because I'm all like you. I'm cynical, right? Because anytime you start touching an old character, I'm like, what are you going to do? Why? Why are you doing it?
Always the big question, right?
It is.
Yep.
Laziness.
It's crazy. It really is. And
what are your thoughts? Your honest thoughts on it. Is it laziness? Is it?
Yes. It's laziness. It's lack of creativity. It's all the things that I.
Do you not get irritated? Do you not get irritated when you watch Star? Well, you haven't watched it. We'll get to that too.
I get more irritated more from seeing the gaming industry take the turn that it has. That's where my irritation is especially at right now, because it's the hobby I've grown up with. It's the hobby that I've loved the most for so long. And it's really sad to see a once very thriving and also a thriving industry of creatives, people that were very had a lot of ingenuity for what they were trying to accomplish with their particular games. A lot of them were trying something new. Yes, there was always the copycats trying to chase the current popular game, but I felt like, in those old days we had games that were a little more, there was a little more of the risk takers, and they took it in different ways too, whether it was from certain game mechanics to their storylines or trying an entirely new kind of style of soundtrack. Unfortunately, like our media, like our movies, it's all gotten pretty sanitized. It's all just gotten very formulaic. And it's all just based, and it really just lends itself to Chat GPT and all this AI stuff, where it just gets automated. Everything it all goes towards automation. It's a weird, bizarre thing, but that's basically what the push has become. And you unfortunately just don't see the people that are really creative, and especially the creatives, they aren't pushed to the forefront. They're usually seen as the crazy people now. They're like, no, we don't want you. You're just disrupting what we're trying to do. Here, sit to the side with this cupcake while we get our people that already know how to do stunt coordination and stuff like that. You won't actually. It's kind of like with all the Marvel stuff. They don't have it, from my understanding. They already have their action scenes and stuff like that pre-planned, while directors are brought in just to basically just do the talking scenes. That's it. Whereas you aren't getting the creative mind at work in any of this stuff, because it's already so cooked up together.
You know what's funny? You bring this up, and maybe again this is just me being old cogger, but what do we have any modern day directors that are legit, like Spielberg, Lucas?
Well,
Those are
so
the two I will go
like
to.
for myself, because I had loved the
Tarantino. I've heard people say Quentin Tarantino's good.
I for Tarantino, I especially just mainly like Reservoir
Pulp
Dogs
Fiction.
at this point.
Oh.
No, Reservoir Dogs. I like his first movie most of all. But no, like even though like I'm not big into the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, the one movie I actually was like, oh, that under this person's direction, it could be good. It could be interesting. I'd actually check it out. And that was when it was announced that Sam Raimi was going to do
Spider-Man. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange. It's the Doctor Strange movie. I'm like,
and it never came to fruition. Never came to fruition.
He was
did it?
basically, I mean, from all intents and purposes, you saw a little bit of his camera work from what I could tell, or mainly from what what was told from reviewers and stuff like that. But like, it did not have his like any kind of script from him. It was, I think, lightly directed by him because like people said there's only like a few things here or there that really felt like his camera work and stuff like that. So it seemed like a big letdown, and especially then you also hear further behind the scenes and they like wrote the script in like a week or some kind of nonsense like that. It was sad. It was sad to hear because that would have been a movie I would have been kind of interested to check out. But on top of it, they have, anything to do with more cultural subversion and crap like that. So I was like, okay, they screwed the pooch on this one. And like I said, I've liked Raimi's movies. I love the Spider-Man movies he did. Take it or leave it for number 3, but there's some campy weirdness to it that you can kind of dig. But otherwise, the first two movies are especially, top tier in my books. So it was sad to see him get kind of squandered like that because he's probably like a few directors that I do have enjoyed his work. I haven't seen all of his stuff, just certainly like the Evil Dead trilogy and of course the Spider-Man trilogy are like the two things that I've really seen and loved.
He comes from a horror background, no?
Mm-hmm.
So like if he had done Spider-Man or done another Spider-Man,
he's done other stuff too. He did like a Wizard of Oz movie and stuff like that. It was weird. I didn't check that out because I was just like, really? That just seems weird. And it's like another like remake situation, so I was kind of like tapped. I was like, nah. But yeah.
Yeah. So
Chiefs, you got something there?
Yeah, basically, sadly, we're in a deep cultural decline and have been for probably over 30 years. It's just really, really getting bad now. And basically, with the culture declining overall, pretty much everybody else around it declines as well.
Yeah.
Even the old heads, even like the guys you thought were good, they end up becoming garbage too. It's just an overall general decline.
Yeah, that's like what a lot of people said about Spielberg now at this point. Once considered so great, but I think, now it's been like such a decline for even a lot of his movies where he's like practically checked out half the time anyways.
It could also be partially just getting too fat and, not hungry anymore.
That's true. Yeah. I don't, the drive to do certain projects just isn't there.
I think Sheezer said it. I think he hit it on the head. But the culture decline, and this is becoming the new norm. Let's over. Man, I don't even know. It's like I don't know. I want to say it's like let's just throw it in your face. I lost words. It's like I don't know.
I think I've said this. For a lot of like storytelling and stuff like that, for what we've gotten, I've kind of talked about this on other shows. It's just also comes down to it's no longer being driven towards like more of a broad human message. It's all very more geared toward that political side. The side
Yeah.
they want their side, of course, naturally to win. That's the natural course of things. Of course, you want to win. But it's been at the oh god, how do I want to put this? But like at the sacrifice of good storytelling, at the sacrifice of of just keeping a story. I hate to say generalized, but just keeping more to a broader, I guess a broader message or something like that. It's great. I kind of lost my thread there, but it just kind of keeping things not so narrow a focus to a party or another, but just humanity.
It's almost like it's almost like they're more concerned about. I'm gonna say subversion. They're more concerned about
cultural subversion versus
than they are the content of the show. The show is just the vessel in which they use. The show is the vessel in which they use, and they're not concerned about it, but they're concerned about the message that they're promoting, right?
Yeah.
And you see it. Don't believe me? Watch any of their shows.
Right. Watch right now, like a Doctor Who or
what is so here's the thing. You have gotten me interested in Doctor Who, just trying to like scratch.
I do have some stuff on that.
Well, you've piqued my interest with this, but one, I don't know where to start. And who is this new Doctor Who that looks just ridiculous on the cover?
Well,
I'm okay with a female doctor. Like I don't care, female doctor, whatever. But like,
I'm of a different mind.
It's a kid's show, Fractured.
Family show. There's a difference.
Family show, yeah.
But even then, even with like a kid's show. Oh, you're talking about our show.
Yeah. But I've heard not good things about this show, and it looks
it's a dumpster fire. It's a pure 100% dumpster fire, and we'll get to that.
It's on Disney Plus, mind you. So did Disney did they buy the rights to Doctor Who?
I don't remember all the logistics behind it, but yeah, like they're either bought out or lent to the to
in bed with the BBC.
Yeah, it's something weird.
Yeah.
Let me get to the chat now. We've kind of ignored them for a bit. Mr. Meteor Advocate Timon, how's it going, sir? Saying, hey, Fractured Filter, I'm having pizza right now. 3 flavors. Oh, chicken heart with garlic, beef with garlic, and ham with Parmesan and eggs. Delicious, he says. The chicken heart is a very interesting combo there. Not one I would so is it beef heart as well, or just beef? Like beef strips and stuff. Interesting. I hope you're enjoying it. Static said whips are in the books supposedly, but they either way it's still dumb. Yeah, don't disagree there. Fook Norris, how's it going, sir? Says Jedi the Gay Blade. Whoops, I went too far up. There we go. Cool. Everybody's greeting each other. Yeah, he also, Meteor Advocate Simone also said hello to Chiefster and Hitman. Meteor Advocate Simone said a magic variation of magic weapon, right? Fugnor says Johnny Mnemonic had a laser whip. I never saw that movie. I don't know if it's good or not. I just remember Keanu and it was weird. It seemed weird. It seemed like a weird movie. Someone else says lightsabers are magic weapons. They are. And Fugnor says it was dumb then too. Don't believe me. I'm in 100% agreement there. It was definitely dumb. Duke Devil had said probably also depends on the type of practical effects. He thought that was to do with the price and stuff like that.
Well, they did practical effects in The Mandalorian and it looked like trash.
I know, right?
But they did practical effects. Yeah.
Duke said Terminator was all practical. Okay, I thought I know, because I know they use like stop motion for the. I was trying to find the word too earlier, but it's stop motion for the for when they showed the Terminator skeleton. But I thought they might have kind of done some CG to kind of impose it in there. But not much CGI in Next Generation. Hey, Grizzy, how's it going, sir? Thanks for dropping by. I don't know if you're still there in the chat, but thank you for dropping by. I watched your new video, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, those shills be abound for even rings of power. It's something else. Duke Devil saying no, Trek was always good. To a point, right? Up until the Jar Jar Abrams era. He's saying it's quality storytelling. And he says, yes, it's generational. RMB, Richard Meyer Burnett, talks about this all the time. The past writers drew upon literature and history. Writers today learn how to write from Buffy and Angel and MCU, which explains why so much crap is so they go that so overly quippy direction for everything. And like it worked for Joss Whedon for the stuff that he did, but it's like now it's just been like this weird contagion that's broken out into everything. He says, "Stop it, man! Give it to the dark side. Accept Disney Star Wars. Drink the green titty milk."
No.
Simone confirms just beef. Okay, cool. And then he says, chicken heart is very common here in Brazil, though is getting expensive. I make a killer chicken heart pasta sauce. Oh, I'd be down to try it. I am not against trying different types of foods. Okay, so you started talking about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Doctor Who situation is one giant shit show, and it certainly has not helped with an old showrunner coming back, the man responsible for reviving the series back in 2005. Think of him as kind of our new, kind of the Dave Filoni for Doctor Who, except he's way more overt with the messaging he's pushing, especially with something like this. Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies gives Collider interview admitting he turned the show into queer self-insert. Because yes, he is a gay man. But even as I've been saying in other streams or comments on Duke Devil's reviews of the show so far, this is just Russell T Davies full mask off. Like if you've watched the series when he revived Doctor Who in 2005, and with that era while he was running the show, you definitely got inklings of this stuff. It just, again, like we were just talking about when it comes to storytelling and everything like that, the subversionary things were a lot more subtle. Well, a little more subtle. They just were not so blatant and everything like that. But then, like it was too, like once he got to other projects, and especially when he got to doing the spin-off series for Doctor Who called Torchwood, that's where a lot of it started ramping up. Especially when it went over to, like, I always think Showtime or Stars or something like that, which let me kind of look it up really quick, because they did go away from, I think, the BBC to a different. I know they again, it was like a whole thing of funny. You take a thing that's culturally British and everything like that, and then bring it to the States, and man, do they ramp up on the heavy extra cultural bullshit. But let me see.
Nah, the Anglos are just that gay.
I mean, you're not wrong. There is that unfortunate side of everything, but yeah, it's like when you got to series 4, They went to, it looks like, was it the HBO? I could have sworn it was like a different it was a different company or a different oh yeah, okay, cable network Stars, so that's where it went to. It did go over to Stars. But on to this. So after the complete failure of the new Doctor Who episodes Space Babies and Devil's Cord, and Devil's Cord is the one that features the drag queen villain, very much in that realm of things, very over the top, and this also it's just rather hilarious. This new doctor that's taken over, Ncuti Gatwa, his doctor is also very, very cowardly, very running away, even more so. But yeah, it's some cringy shit. But the cast and crew of BBC turned, because this is the thing. Yeah, they went over the Disney Plus show, have got on record trying to do damage control and gaslight fans about the reception. Russell T Davies went to Collider to pitch his narrative that identity politics supersedes everything. And said some insane things that show his intent has nothing to do with making the current iteration of the Doctor a great show. Because yes, the show hit a major rut with the female Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. It was not going so well. And it's part of why this all happened was because a major dip in the ratings and everything like that. They weren't getting the same viewership, so they first brought back David Tennant, who was a very popular iteration of the Doctor. And they brought him back for the role, only to basically shit on him completely.
Was he a bad Doctor?
No, he's like I said, he's one of the most popular iterations.
What about Matt Smith?
Matt Smith had his popularity too. Just David Tennant was kind of like that peak time for when the show really hit its stride with its popularity, not only amongst the Britons, but also it got even more worldwide acclaim. Which, as one guy Disparu has pointed out, it's like this show got popularity off of being an incredibly British show, and now here you are taking it out of that sphere, Americanizing it, or as he says, making a California production. And it basically, this is kind of what you get. But saying prior to new episodes, which they're oddly calling season 1, even though Doctor Who is a show that's been around for 60 years. Yeah, Doctor Who started like 63 or something like that.
How many actual seasons of Doctor Who? Because they took like a 20-year break.
26.
The 26 years.
26 initial seasons of Doctor Who, and then they have what they then call the Wild Years, which is that period after the Seventh Doctor. They did a made-for-TV movie, basically, which introduced Paul McGann as the Eighth Doctor. That didn't take off, and then so that again it went just kind of under the radar for a lot of things. But I mean, like I know my public broadcasting station played Doctor Who. They played reruns of the old series back then. And then 2005 rolls around and Russell T Davies revives the thing, and with a lot of great success. And first brought in Christopher Eccleston, he's still kind of my favorite. I wish he stuck around for another season, but oh well on that one. And then David Tennant took over for him, and then like I say, that's where a lot of the popularity started firing up for the series. But yeah, so Russell T Davies and Ncuti Gatwa did a press tour to burn bridges with fans. They did. I don't know if we covered it here, but I remember hearing about all that nonsense. Content of the interviews consisted of Ncuti Gatwa telling viewers not to watch Doctor Who if they're offended by direction changes and implying they're bigots, tying his narrative to white mediocrity. Meanwhile, Russell T Davies made it clear the show would put extreme leftist politics over quality. Even the sonic screwdriver suffered because it was considered too much like a gun. And so it became the ridiculous redesign that fans online mock as looking like a sex toy. Oof. He claimed the show would venture into pushing the LGBTQ agenda and pro-abortion messages. That was the Space Babies episode, apparently. And made multiple statements that he would knowingly upset fans. And this is our new doctor here, yes. After she got... Oh, very much so, yeah. Gay twink and very much liberal, yes.
The new doctor.
Yeah, this the individual who claims
that's
to be,
why it's on Disney Plus now.
Who's Rwandan but claims Scottishness. But hey, people can do that nowadays. After Shooty Gatwa went out and said it's sad people aren't watching the show, literally after telling fans to tune out, Russell T Davies is going further as apparently he feels he's invincible with the new episodes being out. Collider interview opened with Russell T Davies going on about Star Trek and specifically how Discovery and Strange New Worlds are his inspiration. Quote, I love the old show. I always watched the old show, but when Star Trek Discovery came along, I finally became a proper fan. And now I'm devoted with Picard and Strange New Worlds. And frankly, the fact that I'm not married to Captain Pike is a major problem in my life. And I look to you, Collider, to put it right. I love that man. Oh God, for the love of Christ. I'm not finishing that. He also revealed that he loves them for their agenda, something Star Trek fans hate saying. Quote, there's something so 2024 about them. The interview then boasted about how she was queer and asked him about putting in the agenda into shows. Quote, it's almost not that deliberate. That's just the life that I lead, Russell T Davies said, confirming Doctor Who is really now about a self-insert like so much bad modern writing. Even though fans know it feels forced with this terrible dialogue, shoehorning political topics into every moment of Doctor Who, Russell T Davies continued saying, quote, it just feels natural. This is the world. It's 2024, and we're all embracing it. It's current year, people. Get with the times. He also doubled down on a grooming agenda of children, which he said was part of what he wanted to do in Doctor Who in prior interviews, as he stated, quote, now we have people who can come out in schools and be happy and thrive, which when I was that age was literally impossible. Finally, Russell T Davies confirmed he would be bringing back the transgender roles. Oh no! Can we bring back that little furry bastard and just wipe out the Doctor Who universe, please, for the love of Christ? For the new show's season finale, much to fans' chagrin, even with poor ratings and fan reaction, Russell T Davies is proud of destroying the Doctor Who legacy with extremist politics and evil gender ideology. His hubris is on full display in the interview, and there doesn't seem to be a path back to normalcy. So yeah, that's the current part of the current leadership of writing staff for Doctor Who. Which, I mean, at this point, he almost puts people like Dave Filoni to shame. He's very much channeling his.
But you know what's interesting? Didn't mean to cut you off, but you reading this article, it's very interesting that again he's gay, gay, liberal, promoting sin. We'll just use that word. They just promoting all this stuff, and then Disney decides to somehow either make a deal with the BBC or get into bed with them, and they promote it on their platform. And folks, this isn't the only thing that Disney is promoting. Like this isn't just exclusively
Oh yeah,
the only thing that they choose to promote. Look at all the other stuff that like the term grooming, probably a real term. 100%. This is the stuff your kids are watching, and you're letting them watch. I'm a hypocrite. I need to get rid of Disney Plus. Obviously, I have it because of everything that we were, all the shows that we were watching. But I guess since we're not going to do Acolyte anymore, I guess I don't need it. But you know what? This interesting. I don't want to watch Doctor Who. So thank you so much for killing all hopes of watching Doctor Who. I will stick with Star Trek.
Well, much like Star Wars, the old original series does exist out there for Doctor Who, which I would say to check out once you've done this whole Star Trek kick.
How do you
it's on like free streaming services.
Okay.
Yeah. It's out there. You can find it. But I mean, I would, because this is a funny thing. Like and from like some of the reviews that I've already listened to and watched, they've talked about just how basically they have completely just dumbed it down, and they are almost patronizing with the way they talk down to the audience. And it's rather funny considering, like, I've watched old episodes of Doctor Who, and they, I mean, it was, yes, very much a family show geared towards, families to be able to watch things for the kids to understand, things for the adults to understand, that happy balance of the two. And from watching it, other than, yes, like some of the cheesy cardboard sets and stuff like that, I never quite got the feeling of it ever talking down or like dumbing itself down to, placate to a lesser audience or whatever. But like they played it as they needed to and put on a good show, and which is what made it a popular one for its time. So then with the revival, again, it was not so patronizing or anything like that. It told the stories that they wanted to tell, and like I said, yes, you could see some of that stuff creeping in. But unfortunately, it did kind of get to a point where, yeah, they started doing more and more heavier cultural subversive stuff in the storylines, and that was basically kind of like what Fear of FEMA said. Doctor Who ended with Peter Capaldi, and Capaldi was about the time I dipped out.
Yeah,
which I was very disappointed for, because he really had a lot of potential to be a great version and iteration of the Doctor, but unfortunately they gave him nothing but trash scripts to work with. And then it just got more and more with their progressive messaging and all that. And they thought so much that after what they call the Chibnall era, which is Jodie Whittaker, the first female Doctor, because they again were doing all this stuff even with that. The cultural subversive messaging and everything like that. Clara, I tried.
How many female doctors were there?
There's been one female Doctor, but she did not come into the picture until much later. But prior to that, there were 12 to 13 iterations, all male, all white, all straight. Only now have we gotten a female Doctor who is technically gay, considering it's a female liking other women.
That's not gay fashion. It's just women liking women.
And now we have old Shuti Gatwa here, who is, yes, they are going to be having the first gay Doctor. So yeah, they're doing all that. It's like they don't learn, and they really are just trying to crash this bitch with no survivors.
They don't care. They're trying to normalize this. They're trying
No,
to normalize
it's everything they want to do. They want all of
Look
this.
at this. They're trying to normalize homosexuality, which is not right, and to put the cherry on top, they're putting on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus, in my opinion, can be used as a pacifier to the kids. You give the password to the kids, they're gonna watch what they want to watch, and they may just so happen to come turn this on now.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the potential's there, but no, they're trying to normalize this, and it's just and again,
Normalizing all of it. Yeah, they're trying to.
they're trying to trivialize it and normalize it. They're trying to say they're trying to say transgenderism, homosexuality, male aligned with male, female aligned with, it's all normal, when it's not. It is the furthest thing from it. It's an abomination, and they're trying to normalize it. Not my opinion.
No, it's
right.
Not just normalize it; they want to amplify it.
Yes.
Good point. Exactly. Both amplify and normalize it in your face, and that's what we see. They, dare I say, I feel like they think the more that they can put it in your face, the more that you'll either come to terms with it or accept it, or just, I don't know. I think either accept it or maybe start questioning your beliefs. Like, oh, maybe this is normal. Maybe it's not wrong.
Propaganda works.
Maybe
yeah.
it's not sin. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just love. Love is love, right?
Yeah,
No.
love is love. Yeah, you go
No.
just loving a kid. Love is love.
No. It's not normal to pour acid onto a kid's genitals.
But that's how they get you. That language is how they manipulate everything, and that's what they're using here is certain language to get to kids, get to.
Oh well, we have to be inclusive. No.
And there's that. Yes, they are very adept at manipulating words against the regular person.
It's just in your face, and again, I've said in the past, it's wrong either way, but at least an adult that has the ability to distinguish between right and wrong has a better shot at making an informed decision versus a child that is innocent generally speaking, is innocent and has no real defense mechanism. And that's why it gets younger and younger, man. That's why you won't. This is what irritates me, right? And I guess I shouldn't be irritated because it's going to happen, right? But you will let a drag queen go to a library and read drag books to the children during reading hour, but you won't let somebody like Kirk Cameron go to a library and read children's books that he has written with biblical values.
Have they actually barred him?
Oh yeah. Look up his stuff. Yeah. There's a petition going around. Like, yeah, it's a big thing. Just look up Kirk Cameron book reading. You can look it up. It's 1000% a thing. This is not a subjective comment. This is objectively happening. They will let drag queens be around your kids, making sexual jokes, reading books, but you won't let somebody read a book that has biblical values. You don't have it. Here's the thing. Slight tangent. You cannot, whatever. You don't have to believe them in the Bible, but morality. But somebody can still be moral. You cannot believe the Bible or read the Bible, fine. But at the end of the day, morals still are there. And the argument I make is, well, where do those morals come from? Well, my view of it is the Bible, and it's God's moral law. So regardless if you want to read the Bible or not, everybody has morality is still a thing. You just have to square with where that morality comes from. But allowing a drag queen to read books at a library in front of your kids, shame on you.
I just found this really quick. Yeah, Kirk Cameron blocked from reading his new children's book by more than 50 libraries.
And I just want to say this really quick.
Don't allow
Anybody,
this clown to
and here's the thing, really quick. I'll give you a brief just rundown of Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron was an atheist, mind you, for 20 plus. Anybody watch Growing Pains growing up?
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, I watched that show quite.
This guy was an atheist amongst atheists. Didn't want anything to do with God. Didn't believe in God, and he's in through his time he's become a Christian. So, but regardless, he's doing a lot of good work for the kids because he sees it. So yeah, it's an that's 100% that proof is in the pudding. Here we sat at the dinner table. It's not just Jay Hitman pulling stuff out his rear. Absolutely a thing.
Well, I mean that's definitely saying something to be barred from more than 50 libraries. This is definitely one of the things that shows they are afraid. They fear true, potentially like more, morally truthful. God, I had it in my brain, but just more, I guess morally good lessons and stuff like that to learn that can be applied to life and everything.
Can't have that though. You can't. Hey, you can't influence your children. You can't influence children. We're not going to let you influence children. So we're not going to let you read your book. But it's okay. But it's a double standard. But it's okay for the drag queen, who is a guy, by the way. If you didn't know.
Well, not only that. Then some of the books that they're probably reading to these kids. My God. I don't know if you walked through a Barnes and Noble recently, but folks, look at some of those kids' books that are there. Those are by no means should be.
No, but that's the point I'm trying to do. It gets younger and younger. You're going after teenagers. Now you start.
Oh yeah, there's the teenagers' books too.
I have no facts, I guess, to like hard facts to back this up. But if I'd have to guess, I'd say you started with the teenagers, and now it's getting younger and younger, right? The age gap to where these people are attacking just gets younger and younger.
Yeah,
I showed you the video. Of that grown male adult dressed up as a female had the audacity to have a nurse hand him what I would assume adopted child, and you could see in that child's face, like you could see it. Again, not a subjective comment, absolutely not. But this is happening. So
absolutely.
Shame on the male who wants to act like a female, and shame on whoever that nurse was that handed, like the hospital that allowed this, and the nurse that did it. That capitulated to this. This is the problem that is one, the world, but America. We've capitulated to this sinful behavior. And as a Christian, the church has done it too. Either because we don't want confrontation, or we want to be more concerned with our pews being full, our pockets lined, and just telling people what they want to hear.
Right. Kind of like doctors and stuff like that too. They'll just now tell people what they want to hear and give them that HRT medicine and stuff like that. Static. Yeah, he said you see the kids' book from Spain or something. Libs of TikTok was talking about yesterday. Yeah, I don't know if I can show this, but I'll put it into the private chat for you guys to take a look at. Because I don't know if I can share that on stream or not.
Why? What?
Well, take a look at it and you'll see.
Okay. It's in the private chat?
Yeah, I put it in the private chat here. But basically, as Libs of TikTok says, extremely graphic Spanish children's activity book has children, quote unquote, untangle the penises to help a character figure out who's having anal sex with him.
I think you should show it.
After being exposed, the publisher is now claiming the book was classified incorrectly. They got caught, so now there's like, oh no, we did. Static like says you can't. Yeah, you can't show that.
Why? Expose them. What's gonna happen?
So here's what I could also do. I'll throw it into the for people to see it in the chat. The link is now dropped in the chat. and you can absolutely view it. And and I'll probably even put it in the description for this show, so then it'll be there as well, in case, like, for whatever reason I have to edit the episode, and because YouTube's dumb. And
Oh, the YouTube thing, is that why you can't show it?
it's a YouTube thing. If we were like just streaming on Rumble, absolutely, I'd have no problem throwing it up. But yeah, YouTube will get on it, because
I don't know all the ins and outs of YouTube.
Static says YouTube won't let you show cartoon dick and balls, because I don't know if you are seeing the image.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh yeah. Did you see the number one person on there? They're all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Did you see number 1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are there like 5 genders? Is that what they're saying?
Just accept the feminist penis, bro. Just accept the feminine penis, man. Don't be a bigot. Suck the feminine penis.
No.
I'm so sorry, Timon. Here you are eating, and you looked at something, I don't know, an holy abomination like that. I am so sorry. It's bad enough we put you off your meal on Static's weekend pregame. But yeah, that was apparently their mistake, guys. Our bad. Fear FEMA said, "Oh yeah, YouTube wouldn't like that picture." Meteor Advocate Timon says,
"Why they can't? They can't even describe what a woman is. Why would they? Why they get mad for?"
We have to watch how we say things on YouTube, but we've got freedom. Yeah, that was a downer, wasn't it?
All right, guys. See you later. I'm out of here.
It's like, I'm out by.
Static. I didn't ruin Timon's meal this time. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want you to regurgitate your meal, Timon. I don't want you to like after things up like that. This is the world we live in, people. I mean, for fuck's sake. Because imagine that, like, they allowed that through print. They allowed that into print. I mean, I know this is Spain or whatever, but it's still just oh my god. I guess this just further goes to Schuster's point from earlier when we were talking about storytelling and stuff. Is this, the further and further cultural decline that the whole of the Western civilization is in this time. They're pushing every boundary they can to see what they can get away with.
They've created their new morality. Have a good look, folks. Do you like it?
Yeah. You and I have talked about that. Everything and anything that they're pushing for this.
But Kirk Cameron's got to be banned from reading books at libraries, apparently. But then they know not to let other messages interfere with their own.
See, this is where, again, like you and I have talked about this, Schuster, that they are more than happy to exert their control. Meanwhile, as we call them, rather aptly, the conservatives will not exert any form of control because they do not want to be seen just like them or anything such as that. When it's called, you sometimes have to fight fire with fire, boys.
Yeah.
I understand I understand the idea of principles and stuff like that, but they get all of this material into the schools to your children. When are you gonna? I mean,
on Disney Plus.
What's that?
I said on Disney Plus, on YouTube for their viewing pleasure.
Disney Plus, YouTube, Hulu, you name it. It's Netflix. Good Lord, Netflix. Any of them out there, they're certainly doing it. And I've been bringing this up again and again. When are you? And we've brought this up. When do you stop drawing the line and allowing them to cross it? When is it going to finally be pushback? When are you finally going to say no more? And how far are you willing to go to actually, to actually want to have this done with? So, yeah.
Well, sadly, it's going to have to reach a sort of terminal point of degradation, because people are just able to sit back and say, "Oh, well, doesn't affect me or has nothing to do with me." People, adults doing what they do in their privacy, their own blah, blah, blah. Which is, of course, where it started. Now it's, hey, let me show this to your kid. Well, do you like it?
Yep, I've been bringing that up as well, here and there where I can.
I mean, in the end, it's called look what they're doing with the acceptance you've given them.
Right.
This is where they're at, right? They're by and large accepted in society. I mean, even Russell T Davies said it himself, right? And look what he's doing with it.
He's taking that ball and running into that finish line.
Is it any wonder he wormed himself into a, ostensibly a children's show? They always show up around the children, after all.
Oh, you're not wrong.
And, back in the day with like Torchwood or whatever, this is when people would defend him saying, well, this is the good gay. He writes actually good gay characters. Yes. And now he's coming out like this, showing you his true face.
But like I said too, like when it went over to Stars, he turned it up, and especially with a full-blown gay sex scene with Captain Jack getting blasted. Not exactly something I was looking to seeing within that time. I'm like, oh fucking hell. And that's why when they announced Russell T Davies and everything, I'm like, no, this isn't going to be anything good, people.
Why can't David Tennant come back?
He did, and like I said, they shit on him. They shit on his iteration of the Doctor, 110%. They chastised him for misgendering, not using proper pronouns.
I mean, you don't get much bigger of a message to the fans than that. Pretty much, the most beloved modern Doctor, and they're like, let's take a huge dump on him.
That was that was the biggest middle finger they could do.
Which is hilarious in a way, of course.
In a way, it really is. Yes, I thought it was. I mean, did I make you watch that episode? I forget.
No, I don't think so. If you did, I forgot it.
No, it was very disrespectful. It shit on the whole storyline that was established between with him and Donna Noble. Reversed everything. Made it completely meaningless and pointless, which you're all very good at. And yeah, I mean, like the biggest thing too was there were two things. It was, for one, yeah, him getting chastised for not using the proper pronouns. And then at the end of the episode, when everything is corrected, they say it's because he's a male presenting Time Lord and he just wouldn't understand the woman power. Even though it was Donna and her transgender kid Rose, who is a male to female, but a male biologically. And it was just like when I was watching that, I'm like, this is the fucking state of the shit. And I'm just like, oh. And I couldn't watch anymore. Like, I know, like Brad and a couple other people, they watched the rest of the specials. I was done. I was gonna give it that one little chance just to see what was gonna happen, and oh my god, it was fucking horrible. Yeah, Brad. He says, "Oh, you're talking about the male presenting Time Lord episode." Actual quote. You're a male presenting Time Lord. You just don't get it.
Oh, I'll give it a chance, says the man moments before disaster.
You'd think I've learned my lesson by now, but apparently I freaking haven't.
I
I've
don't
heard
want to
that.
watch it. Thank you.
He says there was more pronouns in the new season. I've heard. Duke Devil said, "Oh, in the latest episode, we don't get hit over the head with alphabet messaging, but we are told that religious faith is bad." I saw that clip. Yes.
If you use pronouns, please don't talk to me.
Yeah, I heard about this, and what's the thing is too is this. I believe it can tell me if I'm wrong here, Bradley, but I believe this episode too is written by old Stephen Moffat. There, the Dream Team's back. Because Moffat wrote some of the popular episodes during Russell T Davies' era, and also took over during when Matt Smith came on. And so, yeah, I heard he wrote the third episode.
Cool. Do we have something happy to talk about?
This is depressing. I don't even want to watch Doctor Who anymore.
Duke Devil says Donna's daughter Rose is so beautiful. Like,
Bro, that's why they're now
Quiet, you.
Doctor Who. They don't know if it's a male or female, or with pronouns. It could be binary.
It's also tiresome, man. It's just also tiresome.
That's how they defend it. Well, it's Doctor Who, so it could literally be anybody. Oh no. They need to change the name of him.
Or they, them.
Or them, they.
Dr. Zane.
Or Shay May.
It's just like one more franchise to just get hit by this bug of stupid cultural subversive progressivism bullshit. It's just like the thing is too is like after they canceled Stargate Atlantis and everything, I was like, well, this sucks. What the fuck? And my buddy Das Mordo, he kept telling me about Doctor Who and everything. He kept saying I should give it a chance and all that. I was like, all right, fine. After that happened with Stargate Atlantis and the whole franchise was shut down, basically, I was like, all right, maybe now is the time to give it a shot. And I got into it. I really enjoyed the show, and I went and I was looking up and everything, and then I started checking out the original seasons because I dig old stuff, the older stuff anyways. And it's like people are like, oh well, it's really cheesy and the sets are really like cardboard sets and a lot of, I don't care. I grew up on Showa era Godzilla movies that were all done during the freaking 50s to the 70s, for God's sake. So those are some of my most favorite movies. I don't mind some kind of like cheesiness to the setups, but at least there's some degree of passion and everything behind it. So I didn't mind it. And then it's just like as things just went on and I guess that's a problem. They went on for too long. Even the new series went on longer than it should have.
Did you not like what do you call it, Monarch?
Monarch? Oh, for the no, that show's terrible.
But you said you liked it.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, but I know you have your own reality.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just you're a very special boy. Let's see. Media advocate Simone said the moment the right becomes violent, they will say it was unprovoked. Never mind the summer of love and crap like that. Nah, where did this come from? Yeah, Static says, oh yeah, the shit on YouTube for kids can rate right up there with that book. Okay, so Duke confirms it is Stephen Moffat with Anglican Marinas instead of the Church of the Papal Mainframe. What? Huh. And he says, also, my pronouns are my lord and your lordship. I expect them to be respected. Too bad.
I just remember saying my pronouns are I'm always right and handsome.
My pronouns are unlimited and power.
Yeah.
Nice. Static said, yeah, the damn alien was freaking not bearing. Yeah.
There should be a warning.
I love it. It's great. It's good stuff.
Just throw this in here really quick. There should be a warning alert on Twitter every time you guys go live for the pregame show.
You can turn on notifications, sir.
No, I mean like an actual alert, meaning like warning alert. Because yeah, every time you walk, you just maybe it's wrong place, wrong time, but somebody's always talking about something that's saucy.
As you're trying to listen to it at work.
Yeah. Brad.
Geez, sir, can you guess the kind of looks he probably gets if although I don't know how much of the weekend pregame you ever hear us talking, but
well, I the first one I walked into just talking about bombs being just detonated, or was it Obama? I don't know, Bin Laden, Obama. I don't forget what was the like 3 weeks ago. I don't remember something. I turned it on. I was like, what did I walk into? What are you talking about bomb? I think it was like bombs going off in Israel. I don't know. I forget, but I had to turn the volume down. I was like, good. Oh dear.
Wait, did you say the pregame or Monday?
No, this was pregame.
Okay.
This was pregame. I haven't done Bloodbath yet.
Because I mean, I know we were going over this dipshit woman talking about how the toxic males in the gaming space is making it horrible for the women. We really just broke that one down and made fun of it. That was fun. The week prior to that was us talking about hell divers and everything. I don't know what else we went into to get bombs being dropped. So much stuff gets talked about. What can be said? So I don't have. God, I wish I really should have prepared something positive, but unfortunately, it's just things that are just also tiresome.
I'm really upset because now I don't want to watch any Doctor Who, based off the fact that it's a Who.
Give it time. Give it time. I understand though.
I'm fine with Star Trek and Stargate.
Yeah, like Zach says, usually stay away from more stuff on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So we go into other stuff for Thursdays. Let's see. Well, like it is, I do have.
Nothing positive to say.
Well, there's that. But have you heard about the announcement for a new Assassin's Creed game?
I did. It's supposed to take place in Japan. Yeah.
Say that again.
Japan.
Okay, I heard correctly.
Or
Japan,
Brazil
yeah.
or Sonata.
I have the trailer here, which
It's
I
supposed to be apparently longer than the last Assassin's Creed, which is only like a fourth of how. Like this is apparently it's a proper RPG now. That's much longer. Takes place in Imperial Japan.
It does. I take it though you have not heard about the male protagonist for it.
No, I did not. I was only told by little birdie that it took place in Japan.
Yeah.
It is a male though, right? Male protagonist.
There's a male and female protagonist, yes. God.
Are they both playable?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm so tired of games doing this now.
It's to give you more options. So you can play as your female character and crap like that if you want to. Oh boy. Hang on. I'm trying to I don't know if I really want to go through the trailer because it's a 3-minute long trailer. But we might just have to. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Here, I guess we'll not so pumped. Let's go.
Let's not go.
And as it's going, currently at 525,000 downvotes, 250K upvotes. It's getting a bit of its butt kicked at the moment. But take that for what you will. Like I've said before, not everybody sees the downvotes anymore unless you know well enough to get the little application to allow them visible again. So, yeah. Anyway.
Who are you? Who do you serve?
So this is, I believe, the female protagonist that they're
All
allowing
I
to
have
play
ever
as.
known in my life, our land, our customs, my family, burns in the name of unification.
Still a frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships.
Now this is the
but
male
they all come
protagonist.
from the same river. Greed.
Ah, shit. They got a black man and the black man with samurai and shit.
Power. Vengeance.
And you? Will you continue down that river? Or choose
What?
another path beyond what we see?
And we must look for it together. We must learn to trust, rebuild.
And follow the blade.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
That serve the light.
Oh, they even due out this year. November 15th, 2024. That is. Yeah, so we have a LARPer thinking he can be samurai and ninja, apparently, because it sounded like even he was talking about striking from the shadows. But yes, as even Meteor Advocate Timon here points out, a 6-foot black man will hide well among 5-foot Asians. And right now, yes, this and I'll get to who this character is meant to be.
I don't want to play.
That's gonna be this right now, actually, is because it is a notable a figure that has only been like as of like 2020 or something like that. Did the left-leaning liberal parasites get onto this person? But the person was known as Yasuke, and he was a slave bought by Oda Nobunaga. And right now, too, what's funny is that there's apparently a war going on the Wikipedia page, so you cannot. I mean, naturally, Wikipedias and stuff like that, but the main Wikipedia, you have to even more so now, really take it a grain of salt. Because like it is, there's been a big, as Learning the Law here says, user Theozilla has successfully removed the section from Wikipedia detailing the lack of proof of Yasuke being a samurai. Editors argue that this action represents another form of revisionism in favor of big corporations. He claims no sources needed to identify him as a samurai. And as a lot of people have been pointing out, he was at best a retainer. And I would say what he was a prop, a figure, as it was put, a purse puppy for Nobunaga. It was something of a novelty because he is, and it's in one of two things. He found it astounding that there were people out there of black skin and how they would not wash. And it does not come off because it's their fucking skin color. But, it was also like he chased after Western trends, and which I'm leaning more possibly in that direction, is that he was somebody that was leaning into Western trends and stuff like that, and thought it would be trendy or whatever to also have a slave of his own.
It was a sideshow.
Yes.
He'd parade him around and be like, "Yo, dudes, look at this guy I got."
A pet, as Meteor Advocate Timon puts it.
And as I said there's like no historical writings that ever confirm anything about him. even though like Nobunaga has like been known to promote, you know, the poor or civilians into higher service, and there's like tons of writings about them and history and whatnot. But this guy, who's apparently so famous that we can use as a character, there's nothing about him except from the perception or perspective of the missionaries or whatever.
Missionary. Oh, well, see, there you go, right? You wonder who were those missionaries exactly? It brings a lot of questions right there.
The article said Jesuits.
Let's see here. Well, let's see. Let me bring it back up. Yeah, from the wiki page, it says it is important to note that there are no historical writings or evidence that Yasuke was considered a samurai. He was never given a fief or referred to as one in any writings. Most of our knowledge of his life comes from these messages written by missionaries and locals. In 1579, Yasuke arrived in Japan in the service of the Italian Jesuit missionary Alessandro Valignano, visitor of missions in the Indies in India. He had been appointed the visitor inspector of the Jesuit missions in the Indies, East Africa, Southeast, and East Asia. The party spent the first 2 years of their stay in Japan, mainly in Kyushu. So yeah, there's that aspect of it.
I would much rather go play Black Flag.
Well, and this is more of where I'm gonna, this will always be more of my point to it too, is that there are, and I posted about this on Twitter, but naturally, nobody really is wanting to actually be like, oh, hey, there were other games of playing as a ninja. That isn't an anime-based thing, but
within Assassin's Creed.
No, not within Assassin's Creed.
They only care about modern slop. Come on.
No, I know they only care about modern slop, and that is the unfortunate thing of it. But what I pointed people to is the franchise series Tenchu. Tenchu is a game where, yes, you do play as either male or female ninjas. One is Ayame and the other is Rikimaru. And yeah, it's not as big as an Assassin's Creed game, the whole big open world aspect to it, but it is a basically, I guess you could almost say like a bit of a ninja simulator-ish sort of thing, but in terms of like how it's very, very much built with within stealth. You have to be stealthy to really make progress with the stages, but on top of it, they put in some great, and especially Tenchu Wrath of Heaven on the PlayStation 2, where you had stealth kills and stuff like that to perform and take out your enemies in particular ways while maintaining in the shadow. That was the big thing behind it. And I was saying, it's like, avoid, you want, and we were bringing this up on the last weekend pregame. You want to complain about all the slop out there, all the DEI, the ESG messaging, and all this sort of bullshit, which absolutely you can talk about it, but why not actually prop up then some games in place to go back to check out instead of the slop? And that's what at least I like when this news of this game first dropped. That's what I tried to like. I put out my message of play this older series. Yes, it's old, but better. I'm going to easily say better storytelling. Well done and fleshed out characters. You have, I know in particular with the Rikimaru character voiced by Daniel Day Kim, and if you aren't familiar with him, he played the Saints Row games. He voiced Johnny Gat, but in this he's playing it, which is kind of funny because I think he's like Korean, but playing a Japanese man. But hey, that's the beauties of voice acting. Anybody can voice that role. But I mean, I just think it is definitely an amazing series to play. Even the Wrath of Heaven got produced, not developed. I looked into it, not developed by From Software, but From Software did help publish it in Japan. And definitely, Wrath of Heaven is probably the best of the series for sure. The other game wasn't bad. What was it, Sheefster? It was the one with just Ayame and
Fatal Shadows.
Yeah, that one. I mean, you're the one that played through them most. What would you say?
I mean, it was basically the same thing, just like you said with Ayame and some other chick. It was good.
So look into games like that. Look, and even people have been pointing out. I think Sekiro, another game for people to check out if you want kind of that. I think that kind of has a whole ninja aspect to it too. But I'd say go back if you want that kind of just that kind of action. That would be the best series to go and check out, in my book. And like it is, I'll talk about mods and stuff like that on here to kind of gear people towards alternatives, old games, like it was when the whole Ubi shit thing happened. Yeah, Static says, oh yeah, Sekiro, but that's a Souls game. A bit, yeah, if I remember right, a bit, yeah. Like I Timon Fruit Ninja. But you can avoid a lot of this stupid nonsense if you're really, again, not wanting to indulge in these old or the current year, basically my current year messaging. Plenty of old stuff. And like I was what I was going to say too is like when we were talking about the Ubisoft game, the Ubisoft Star Wars game. I mean, we always talk about old Star Wars games to go and play instead. And if you want like some top fives and stuff like that after this stream, go on over to Nerdy Neo's channel. A bunch of us did our own top 5 Star Wars games and take some picks from there. Some of us do double up, but definitely take some ideas, some hints, some suggestions or whatever. Avoid the new slop that's being thrown to you, and when there's so many other old gems that are available and made capable of playing, especially with the help of GOG. So I say look to stuff like that instead of and a lot of right now too with this whole Assassin's Creed, because of the Yasuke figure, is causing, of course, naturally a lot of drama. And I'm just kind of wanting to touch on this just really quick because that's kind of what it narrows down to. And it's again more of the cultural subversion that's being pushed. As people have pointed out with the other Assassin's Creed games, they maintain generally the local flavor for the characters that they were fit or cut from that area. Meanwhile, this game, when it goes to Japan, yes, they have the female character who is allegedly Japanese. I'm saying allegedly. For all I know, they turn out and reveal that maybe she's actually Korean or Chinese or something. It would not surprise me, but it would not surprise me if she turns out to not be a Japanese national. But then they throw in an African to be among the Japanese people, and somebody pointed out, oh, real great, you're gonna have a black man in Japan who's killing a bunch of Japanese. Terrific, Ubisoft. Great job.
I saw a comment like that, like made me laugh because think about like when they freaked out about Resident Evil 5 being in Africa and just killing Africans, but now you're just gonna be a big black guy killing Japanese people. They're okay with that though.
Oh, 100%. They're salivating at the idea apparently.
You go from Black Flag, which I thought was fantastic, to this.
Black Flag was really the last Assassin's Creed game I played, And the thing is that the game got bogged down by the actual assassin's stuff. Otherwise, like if you weren't doing all the assassins faffing around crap, the game is a freaking blast.
Yeah, the game itself was great.
I mean, you got to be a pirate on the high seas and had the skills in combat, yes, of the whole assassins thing, but I mean, the for the most part, like their combat system is good. I think it definitely has been refined over time, either between like the Arkham games or Shadows of Mordor / War. Probably Mordor is more forgiving, but still very refined, and I'd say probably pretty tops if you're wanting that kind of like melee sword combat going on. But yeah, Black Flag was definitely like the last one that was kind of worth a damn. But the funny thing was too is that they're supposedly this person here, Infinite Chronicles, over here on the X Twitters, did this big post. I worked on some narrative elements for the Sengoku era of Japan for Assassin's Creed back in 2013 to 14 when I worked under contract in San Jose / Tokyo area. It says, I guess they tossed all that out for Black Samurai and some cannon destroying Kunoichi boss. Saying, I'm glad I'm not in that industry anymore. I guess it's only fitting that my contributions to these studios vanish like everything else I worked on. Every MMO shooter I have worked on has been shut down. Oh no. Here's a brief synopsis of the original story. From what I can remember, it's been a decade. So here's apparently some of the original ideas. So the plot focused on the young monk Yamauchi Taka as a playable ancestor. Taka meaning hawk, to coincide with the then naming convention of every playable hero being named after a bird of prey. No idea if that changed with all these newer disjointed games that no longer have Desmond as the core hero that bound everything together. Yeah, that's when Assassin's Creed 3 and they killed off the main character Desmond like that. That was pretty much for a lot of people the end of the series.
They kill off in Black Flag or no?
No, he wasn't there for Black Flag. He was already killed off by that point.
What a shame.
So the main conflict was about the Sword of Eden, aka Excalibur, Hanjo Masamune, Genghis Khan's sword, etc., and how it had given its latest wielder, Oda Nobunaga, an unfair advantage in his conquest of Japan. And that's always a funny thing. Like in their media, Nobunaga is portrayed in very polarizing different ways. Like in the Onimusha series, especially too, he was portrayed as the demon lord, Nobunaga. Like he was out for nothing but conquest, kind of like what it's saying here. But then I've also seen him portrayed in other ways of being more as a benevolent type of leader, and even kind of what Chiefser said, or somebody said for uplifting poor folk and putting them into places of notoriety and status. But saying after Nobunaga is assassinated by Hattori Hanzo, that historical figure for shinobi, Taka becomes a part of the Brotherhood and under Hanzo is trained as an assassin or shinobi, ninja, whatever. The Brotherhood tried to transport the recovered sword out of Japan, but are beset by Jesuit Templar ships, and it is lost. To make matters worse, Hanzo is assassinated as he considers retirement as a monk. His lord Tokugawa Ieyasu charges Taka with finding the killer and recovering the sword. Despite Nobunaga's successor, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, acquire the sword and going on a rampage that extends into Korea, Taka steals the sword back and Mad Daimyo loses his power, weakening his campaign in Korea. Incensed by the theft, Toyotomi believes he was betrayed by the Templars and basically exterminates all Jesuits, the Templars, in Japan. Taka infiltrates Toyotomi's castle and faces him in a final battle, resulting Toyotomi's death. The ambitious daimyo is left to die as Taka slips away before his retainers could intercept him. The now seasoned assassin spares Toyo's infant heir, knowing the clan has lost its teeth and will eventually wither without Hideyoshi. Ieyasu begins his ambitious power grab, demanding Taka and the Brotherhood give him the sword and help him wipe away, abstergo in Latin, all of his enemies from Japan to fully unite it under, unite it under his clan's banner. Taka and the Brotherhood decline and vanish into the shadows with the sword. Oh well, Black Samurai and Kunoichi it is. What a shame. And I guess this is like some of the original concept art and stuff, potentially. So what could have been, which was unfortunate, because from reading that and everything, I was like, oh, that actually could have been really interesting.
Nah, it would have been Ubisoft, so it would have been garbage either way.
Was it Ubisoft Canada? Then there's the potential.
Well, and then there's that. Like, this is again another Ubisoft Quebec production with this Assassin's Creed game. So no surprise there. War rages with this whole edit nonsense of Wikipedia. But yeah, it's just been kind of one giant clusterfuck after another for this whole situation. All I can say is that, again, if I'm gonna want some ninja action and everything like that,
watch The Last Samurai. That's a proper samurai movie. With Tom Cruise. Oh, it's fantastic.
A lot of people on the opposite side are trying to use that as ammunition for what has been quote unquote deemed acceptable to quote our side as some kind of own, but it's like people playing people. It's a stupid movie anyways, and he was
what
not
movie?
Last Samurai.
I thought it was good. Who's saying it's dumb?
Funny for the media literacy crowd, they don't know who the Last Samurai actually was.
Right.
It wasn't Tom Cruise.
No. Yeah, that crowd. But yeah, I would just much rather just go to some old games, the Tenchu games and stuff like that, if you want that kind of action.
So this is gonna sound racist, but is he a black samurai? Is he a black, like, why? Like, who is he?
They are elevating Yasuke, the retainer base. He's like, he was a retainer to Nobunaga, which is basically like Timon pointed out, a pet and everything like that. He's the sideshow, but basically what he was basically like a guy that would follow Nobunaga around, use an umbrella for shading him or anything like that. He was, yes, a servant, but ever since these freaks discovered this, they themselves too have also been elevating him to a status of which he never was actually part of. And like it was, yes, not ever really properly it was never really documented as is.
Well, Assassin's Creed isn't historically historically accurate, so they can do whatever they want.
Right. And then what's even been funny about that is how we've seen how they did at one point go out of their way to ensure historical accuracy when it came to the original Assassin's Creed, and they removed a crossbow because it would not be appropriate for the time or whatever. But I mean, like you can say, oh, well, that was old Ubisoft. This is new Ubisoft, where they don't care, even though they have people that are there for this very reason. But hey, we all know HR hires and stuff like that is a very much a thing, and some people just get hired into positions where they just do jack shit. So
You're not talking about Filoni.
And he brought it back. All right. I mean, yeah, it's somebody like him. But no, I would say he probably does more work than what these supposed historical researchers are supposed to be doing for games like this. So
I was about to say he's actually much better at plundering Star Wars history for stuff he wants to use.
bingo. Chiefster's got it. Well, and it's again so funny how, you know, it was back in 2018, and this was for was this for what's that game that just came out on PC that was Ghost of Tsushima? They flipped their shit over the E3 2018 presentation of claiming whitewashing because of the particular instrument he was playing. And as pointed out here from Mombot, the man who performed with the shakuhachi flute at 2018 is none other than Cornelius Booth, an internationally acclaimed composer and recognized shakuhachi master. He started learning music at age 9. That's him down here. You can't see his face, unfortunately, it's blocked, but that's him with Atsuda Okuda, the greatest player alive. And like some of these people are saying here, I guess all Asians were booked. They say whitewashing Asian culture with musty mayonnaise. Why the hell did Sony make a white guy play with some bamboo flute and yellow face to kick off their E3 for Ghost of Tsushima? Y'all couldn't find an East Asian person to play the flute for you? Fuck you out of here. Wow. Cultural appropriation much? Couldn't find a Japanese person to do this, dressing up a white man in Japanese garb? PlayStation presentation could have done without the cultural appropriation. Like there wasn't an Asian classical musician available who could play a bamboo flute. This was right after the dead air time, waiting for everyone to move locations.
The only thing I heard from what you just said was musty mayonnaise, and I just think of Favreau's. I'm sorry, think of Filoni's cowboy hat.
Oh. The hypocrisy has been abound on top of it. People finding little gems like this. Just
so hold on. So like, if you're doing it based off a Japanese time era, why black guy? I don't understand. Help me understand.
Well, that's everybody's question. All this. Why is it that now with one of these games where other times you had a person that was, you know, historically accurate to the location be the main character or whatever, but now when it comes to Japan, but hey, they do have the female ninja there. She's Japanese apparently.
But didn't the samurai and the ninjas hate each other? I mean, did I not learn that from Last Samurai? They did not like each other. They were opposites. Ninjas hid and samurais were more like the warrior. Is that not a thing? Am I wrong?
You're pretty much right. It's the ninjas were like by and large more of like a peasantry revolt. So a lot, you know, they wouldn't even be dressed up in any sort of garb of any, you know, warrior or any such thing. They'd try to blend in and, you know, obviously strike when the samurai wasn't expecting it.
Right. I mean, and I don't know how politically correct the movie The Last Samurai was, but there was a distinct, you could tell the difference. I mean, that ninja tried to get one up on Yatsumoto, and the samurai completely like destroyed them, killed them.
Yeah, because that was kind of the do with particular training and stuff like that.
For sure.
Yeah, the ninja were, of course, like it is. They were meant to get that surprise attack and everything like that. So is this game based on samurai or ninja? Combat was not their forte. So,
But what
naturally
is this game? Are they taking the ninja approach or the samurai approach? Are they labeling
trying
it
to
as
do the
samurai?
both
I'm gonna
approach.
say they want to have their cake and eat it too, so they just did both.
No. Where's the finger? Where's the finger gift?
Which
you
is
had?
why it becomes even more ridiculous that Yasuke is a samurai, because he would never even be elevated to that sort of status.
See, this is what's obviously difficult about just Assassin's Creed, because obviously there's so many games, but like I don't have that knowledge. So, but what I do know is this doesn't make sense because it's in Japan. Why are we making a game about samurai when there's no samurai?
Well, just because like how they whine about cultural appropriation when a white guy plays the flute he's a master at, but then they do this with Yasuke. It's okay whenever they do it. They can do it whenever they want. And they use the historical accuracy stuff, or rather it's not historically accurate, to say, even though they're setting it in a historical setting, we're not trying to be accurate. So we can actually insert things in different places wherever we want and kind of subvert history a little bit.
I don't understand it. When did the racial appropriation begin? Because I remember like GTA 4 or Grand Theft Auto was what was it? Not Los Santos or
San Andreas.
San Andreas, that one. Where's the cultural appropriation there? Nobody was up in arms when they had was it Jeffrey? Whatever the main character's name? I forget the main character. But when did this come about? This whole ridiculous racial appropriation. I don't get it. When did this come about?
It's been there a while. They've whined about it here and there. You just didn't hear as much about it being on the forefront of things.
Yeah.
Not like it is today, yeah.
Are they mad because like typically like samurai were of the Asian race and not African American, and they feel like they need to bring African American into I just genuinely ask. I don't understand like why, if this is going to take place in Imperial Japan, like why would you not make a game based on a samurai or whatnot? I don't get it. Not saying I guess that could be possible, but like you just shouldn't be like an Asian character if you're gonna be in Japan in that time.
Yes.
Am I wrong? Am I off
be.
base here?
It
Am I
should be.
crazy?
I mean, like we said earlier, it was basically the same with every other Assassin's Creed game.
And then I guess I'm more so. I guess where my frustration was, the blade went sideways. I don't think I've ever played an Assassin's Creed game where the blade went sideways out. It's always been like straight on.
Looks like they're trying to put that out as a little new gimmick for it.
Oh, it's dumb. They should probably not do it.
They should probably not do this game.
Probably. Like at all.
Stop using logic, Hitman. You're mudding.
I'm sorry. My brain's melting. I'm trying to understand this. I don't understand the elevating a character that shouldn't be elevated. I don't get it. If the character was meant to be elevated, make him a main character then. We did not elevate Carthonasi because he wasn't a main character. They don't make it make sense.
Properly beat Carth and put him in his place by mocking him.
Please make this as an Assassin's Creed fan. Please help me make this make sense. There's just another game I can't play.
Oh, Static was saying, who was it that was saying they better use the bow sideways? Wasn't that Brad? Wasn't he saying that on Weekend Pregame? It was either him or maybe Shaka Zulu was saying that. I don't know. But I know, yeah, somebody was like, you better use the bow sideways. No, it's again like it is more cultural subversion, and right now, thanks to things like anime and yes, like even Godzilla and stuff like that, there's a big focus on Japan. Japan is basically like the next one with the targets on their backs. No, like it hasn't already been happening to them, but they are kind of like the next big target for the big conquer.
Godzilla was never. Like there was never ever a pink Godzilla, right? Like
Not
Godzilla never
so
turned pink.
recently.
He never
Not so
turned pink.
recently.
Yeah, but that's never been a thing. So like, are
No.
people mad because Godzilla was typically always and forever a male, and the fact that they're angry because Godzilla didn't have the chance to be a female, and so they made. I guess just is this kind of like the same logic? Are we mad
No,
because
thank
samurais
Christ,
were?
it was never a point of thought for Godzilla.
Well, no, but I look at this game and it's like typically, you know, when you look at the history of the samurai, typically that was exclusive to Asia, and most, I would assume, samurai were Asian men. I don't know of any history of an African American being a samurai. I'm not saying that, but like, I just don't understand why. Like, if you're gonna make a game about samurai, make it a samurai. I don't understand why input this character. Well, Jay Hammond, why are you so passionate about him? Like, it's just a kid. It's just a guy who's a samurai. Well, just because it doesn't make sense. Like when like I don't.
Starts, right? Oh, it's just a video game. Oh, it's just a movie. Why are you getting upset? No, that's why.
Are they mad because samurais were typically always of the Asian race and not African American or white? I don't get. I don't get it. I don't understand why we have to make a game like, oh, it's just fantasy. Why are you getting so mad? I just don't understand it. And it goes beyond just this is. It's. I think what gets me is like this is absolutely just racial. It's absolutely racial.
Oh yeah,
it has nothing to do with just making a game about like.
I was just about to say, if in their case, it's just the browner the better.
Yeah. So. I don't know. I don't get it.
Like,
and it's sad because
it's the fact that, you know, basically, yeah, Asians are basically seen as white adjacent. So that's especially why it's called, yeah, we get like she sort of said, the darker the better.
It doesn't make sense. It's like wiping before you crap. It doesn't make sense.
No, it does not make any sense at all. You are absolutely right. It just
sucks because I enjoy this. Like, I genuinely, not all of them, because I've not played all 37,000 Assassin's Creed games, but I played Black Flag and it was absolutely fantastic. And this is
kind of an interesting thing that Media Advocate Timon points out. Assassin's Creed Origins was apparently used in history classes around the world for its accuracy. So they can't exactly throw.
Folks, they can't use this one as historical accuracy.
No,
I thought you were going to say they could for a minute. I was like, how dare you?
But static is you don't clear the runways before takeoff. Well, you know, that thought never occurred to me.
No.
Oh, lordy.
Again, this is and to your point when we talk about just the gaming industry and how it will never come back. There is no hope. This game is another example of why there's no hope in the gaming industry, because we just like it's just dumb. It makes no sense, and it just there's no hope. I just games are dead. Gaming industry, just let it go, let it die. Play old games and just be content watching old stuff. Be the Greg, I hate everything Cogger in the corner of your room and just hate everything that comes up, because like there's no like your options are love it or hate it. Actually,
more or less.
My options are just hate it or hate it more. No, everything's dead. Star Wars is dead. Gaming industry's dead. This is another example of just trash that comes out. I'm upset because I love Assassin's Creed. And I'm very curious. Like, I'm not going to be like, what was it, the baby face guy, baby whatever, who will buy the game just to play it, just so I can rip on it. I'm not playing it. I'm not going to buy it because that 3-minute trailer was absolutely asinine. It was atrocious. I'd rather go watch Teletubbies than watch that. It was bad.
Well, you know, and that's what I've been making that point too. Is just like what's gonna be your breaking point? Where are you gonna finally say, you know, enough is enough and walk away?
That's a long trailer, mind you, for a game. 3 minutes. The whole point of the trailer is like to just get you on the hook.
No gameplay, no gameplay, just pure cinematic trailer. That's all that
literally was. It's like I almost told you just end it.
Yeah,
So what's the
I was
gameplay like?
pulling up some of the extra stuff to talk about, so it kind of gave me that time to do so.
No, but there's no gameplay. You don't even like. So why would you even want to buy it? What? Well, Jay Hitman, how dare you? Like, if you played Assassin's Creed, the gameplay is the same. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So on this, here's a little bit of some positive news. Something that I'm kind of looking forward to. It's like one of the few recent games that I've picked up that I've been enjoying playing, and I do need to get back to it at some point. But this game, Dave the Diver, is getting free Godzilla DLC. Looks like a lot of fun. It's coming. The DLC is coming May 23rd. See, it says in twists fit for the title's multifaceted gameplay, players can expect to ally themselves with a recently injured Godzilla, seen in part in a form of evocating of his burning appearance in Godzilla vs. Destroyer. At the behest of JSDF's G-Force, rather than facing fish with his usual harpoon, the eponymous Dave will pilot a G-Force submarine capable of defending the blue hole from the crustacean kaiju Ebra from 1966. Ebra, Horror of the Deep. Dave the Diver fans can download the all-new Godzilla DLC on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5 on May 23rd. And then here are some of the GIFs showing it off. So there you go. You see showing off Godzilla there blasting Ebra, and then you fighting the giant lobster, getting chased by the giant lobster, and then I'm guessing pre-injured Godzilla there. But yeah, so at least there's that bit of positivity right there, folks. We got something. There's some good. It is a fun game. I do recommend checking it out. I mean, it is just basically like a sushi shop simulator plus diving, doing the whole deep dive fishing and fighting the tougher fish sharks and stuff like that. It's a fun game. I've enjoyed it, especially just kind of like a nice decompressing from other stupid annoying games. So definitely check it out. Because even like doing the whole sushi restaurant part's fun. You do even unlock a little side spot for growing vegetables, and then you have like an extra area for additional fish that you capture that can be harvested through that. I still need to get through more of the game to get more stuff unlocked, I believe, but it's a lot of fun. And they even kind of had a little segment where you did some kind of Metal Gear style action. It was paying very strong homages to Metal Gear. So I dug that for that. And yeah, it's kind of funny too, sneaking around as this tubby little fat diver dude. But a fun game. And hey, free DLC is always good. You can't go wrong with some free DLC. Hopefully it's worth it. I mean, of course it's worth it. It's free. But I'm looking forward to it. So there is, yes, a bit of positivity. Yes, actually, it's kind of fun. Well, the funny thing, I don't make the virtual sushi. I just serve it. It's just kind of the part of the fun. It's like you're running around when you're serving up everybody for their food and all that, making sure the guy has enough wasabi to keep cooking with. But yeah, shall we prepare now for some extra positivity?
If it is Stargate, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Let me send out the link. I don't know who's going to be available, but we shall see. Okay. I haven't seen Spartacus for a while. Hopefully, I wonder if he'll join us. Okay. There we go. And now let me play this. Here we go into Stargate. Alrighty. And hello, Static. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm sleepy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Long day?
Short night.
Oh.
No
What?
particular reason. Just didn't sleep much.
I hate nights like that.
Yep.
Okay. Da-da-da-da. Remember to let me know if we've. Oh wait, I probably should. Hear the kitty?
Yep.
Ah, stop!
I don't see the kitty. There we go. Maybe.
Kitty, I don't see the kitty.
There we go. All right, here
Which
we
episode
go.
are we watching? Is it solid? Was it?
Episode 18, Solitudes? Yeah, Solitudes. Guys should be saying in Discord now.
Yep.
Incoming traveler! Incoming traveler! Operating activation! Closing the iris!
Did he just move those missiles by grabbing the missiles?
SG-1's remote access code, sir.
You might have.
They just went through.
Opening the iris! Stand by!
Thanks so much.
Sir, the gate is drawing twice the power as normal, and it's increasing. System overload.
It's gonna blow.
The wormhole is disengaged.
Got a medical team in here now. Hills, are you all right? I am. Fort Colonel O'Neill, Captain Carter.
I could have not been more than 2 meters behind. I do not know.
They got dropped into a snow place. Made a big hole. Big hole.
Dr. Jackson's still unconscious, but Dr. Warner thinks he'll be all right. I need to know what went on back there, teal'c.
We were under fire. Distant. Energy weapons of some kind. Possibly Goa'uld technology.
So it's possible Colonel O'Neill and Captain Carter were struck by enemy fire?
I do not believe so. They were but a few meters behind me as we passed through the Stargate.
How many hostiles were there?
They were some distance away, but we appeared to be surrounded. We were there only moments. Colonel O'Neill ordered us to lay down cover fire while Daniel Jackson dialed home. General Hammond, I believe they should have made it through the gate. I do not understand why they did not.
Preliminary report on the Stargate repair, sir.
Repairs.
There was some kind of overload during transit. We don't know why.
I must return immediately.
Not with an army waiting on the other side. Sorry.
General Hammond, I suggest a second probe be sent through.
As soon as the Stargate is working again, we'll do just that.
God.
Colonel. Oh, thank God.
Carter.
Yeah, try to stay put, sir. I think your leg's broken.
No, my leg's definitely broken.
Sorry, Jack, but are you a doctor? Can you actually confirm that?
Unless they redecorated the gate room, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Daniel must have missed
I bet he knows what a woman is, though.
Style.
I'm willing to bet he does, yes.
I mean, this place is a wrong number. For crying out loud. Where is he?
He's not here, sir. Neither is teal'c.
No, he has to be.
Yeah, I tried that. You've been unconscious for nearly 2 hours.
They came through the gate before we did.
I know that. I also know that we're alone here. Wherever here is.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I think we're inside a deep crevasse of a glacier. If their Stargate's been overrun by ice, possibly on a planet in the middle of an ice age. Now, there is some light filtering through up there, and there are some fissures in the ice, but all of them are too narrow to follow very far. We're in trouble, sir.
Oh, nonsense. We'll just dial home and straighten all this out. Where's the DHD?
Can't find that either.
Oh. So, in trouble.
We're in trouble.
Teal'c gave zero shits about them sparks flying on them.
It's gonna take some time to load test them, though.
Just tell me the minute we can send a probe through.
That'll be 24 hours, General, minimum.
Captain Carter and Colonel O'Neill do not have that long.
I'll give you half that.
No, sir, it doesn't work that way. 24 hours is the best I can do.
Then you better get back to it.
Yes, sir. Come on, let's go.
Hey, I think it's set.
You think it's set?
I'm positive. All we have to do is put a splint on it and it'll be as good as new.
Just take it easy, Doctor.
Wrong kind of doctor, I'm afraid.
You wouldn't think jagged bone digging into raw nerves would hurt, but it does.
Sorry, sir, but I've never done this before in my life. Is this your first broken bone?
No. This would be 9 if you count skull fractures.
How'd you manage that?
Little parachuting mishap over the borders of Iran and Iraq back in 80.
Okay. This is gonna hurt, sir.
I know.
So, what happened?
I hit the ground. Go figure. My chute opened a little late, and it hurt just like that.
I'm sorry, Colonel. I'm doing the best I can.
I know you are, Captain. Can you just be done?
So you hit the ground and...
And they all lived happily ever after.
Almost there, almost
No,
there.
you're there, Captain. You're there. That's a great splint. Stop. Yeah, stop.
It hurts enough as it is.
Rescued.
What a big baby.
Wasn't exactly official mission, if you know what I mean. So I need to make it out on my own. 9 days.
Wow. What got you through it?
Sarah.
My wife.
That's time.
Who you may or may not bear a striking resemblance to.
I need to see her again. Tallied our supplies yet?
Yes, sir. Supplies for 3 days, but we can stretch that. We got a little drinking water, but...
Nice smell.
Yeah. And we've got our field cooking gear to melt it. Flashlight batteries are going to be a problem. We've got thermal blankets.
Let's go. By the way, Captain, we are going to get out of here. That's an order.
How's Splint feel?
Captain, you have to believe me.
I want to, sir. I just don't see how.
Then we better start looking for a way. Because I'll be damned if I'm gonna die on some godforsaken block of ice a million light years from home. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now help me out.
I don't think you should move.
Probably not. But my butt's freezing to the ground. Come on. Got a little paint, a couple windows, a fireplace in the corner. Be just like home.
The Stargate has malfunctioned. We came back through the gate at too great a velocity.
Jack and Sam.
They did not follow.
Yes, they did. I know they did. They're right behind us. That doesn't make any sense.
I concur. In a few hours, a probe will be sent back in an attempt to determine their fate.
We might be able to climb out of here. You might, anyway.
What?
I said you might be able to climb out of here.
Colonel! Found it!
Found what?
Your mom.
How she got here, I don't know.
Yeah, the glacier separated the Stargate from its dial home device, but it looks like it might be intact.
Ah, God. Can we dig it out?
Even if it doesn't work, we can use the chopped ice to melt drinking water.
Just under a big slab of ice.
What's wrong with your chest?
I think I cracked a rib, too.
Why didn't you say something?
I was afraid you'd try to put a splint on it.
I've been thinking about where Daniel and teal'c might be.
Yeah.
So far, I count 3 possible explanations. 1, Daniel misdialed, and they're here. Somewhere. We haven't found.
I don't see him.
Right. 2, Daniel didn't misdial, but for some reason, the Stargate malfunctioned during transit. Don't ask me how. I haven't figured that part out yet. Anyway, they got sent back to Earth, but for some reason, we got sent here.
That's 3.
3. The Stargate malfunctioned. We got sent to this planet. Daniel and teal'c got sent to another one.
That's 4.
There is no 4.
It's after 3.
Not this time, Colonel.
But I want 4.
All right. We'll assume they made it back to Earth. They'll start sending search parties.
To where?
Here, I hope.
Where would they begin? They have no idea where we are. With all the possible Stargates, a random search could easily take 10 years.
Not if they look here first.
Even if all SG teams started searching right now, the mathematical probability of them...
Captain?
I think too much.
God, quit being a Debbie Downer.
Charging circuit MX43 at 20%.
20%, sir. Check
100. Circuit is holding. Reset and stand by. She's all yours, General.
Well done, Sergeant. You heard the man.
Yes, sir.
Chevron 1, coded.
SG-3 and I are ready and awaiting your orders, General.
I won't authorize this rescue mission unless the probe sends back the right pictures to you.
Chevron 2 encoded.
All defense teams, stay alert.
Cool. You're supposed to go in there and start blasting.
Our addresses and our transmitter code.
Chevron 3 encoded.
I don't actually think they give up their transmitter codes to the enemy, do you?
Not willingly, no.
Chevron 4 encoded.
I do not believe they would do so, even under the duress of torture.
Chevron 5 encoded.
Look, in the event we find no enemy activity on the other side, you will coordinate with Major Castleman on the rescue mission.
Chevron 6 encoded.
I understand.
Chevron 7 is locked.
Hello, Dan Blackred. How's it going, sir? Saying the Bush of Texas is worried. Quite
The probe
worried.
should reach the Stargate of P4A771 in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, now.
No sign of Jack or Sam, but no evidence they got into a firefight either.
They were waiting for us. Close the iris. Disengage the Stargate. SG-3, stand up. The rescue mission is scrubbed.
Man, I wanted to go out and start blasting.
Soup's on.
One more, I'm almost through.
Come on now. You don't want it to get cold.
I didn't know you could cook.
I can't. But my melted ice is to die for.
So maybe I should have another
Timon
one.
says snow soup. Yum.
I've been thinking about how the Stargate might have malfunctioned.
Yeah?
Well, we don't totally understand how it works. But the theory we have so far is that the gate creates an artificial wormhole that somehow transfers an energized matter stream in one direction along an extra-dimensional conduit. I think the matter stream between Stargates got redirected, kind of like a lightning bolt jumping from one point to another in mid-strike. I figure it had to have been the attack on P4A771. The gate itself was probably struck by enough energy during the firefight to influence the direction of the matter stream before we reached the other side. Colonel?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
What I'm saying is, we must have emerged through a Stargate relatively close to Earth in the gate network, somewhere between P4A771 and Earth. Now, if the SG rescue teams reach the same conclusion, it could significantly narrow their search.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Liquid Blade says, we don't really understand how it works. We just walk through it on a daily basis.
It is possible they may have perished within the wormhole.
Yeah, in which case they're gone, I know. I thought of that. But if they are alive, if there's the least remote possibility that this malfunction sent them to a different Stargate.
Was it not, Captain Carter? You deduced the possible combination of Stargate symbols numbered in the millions.
Yeah. Well, we have to
We
narrow
hose, boy.
Colonel.
I wonder how long it's been them digging this up.
Serpent card. I guess he didn't make it.
You think?
Okay, this is P4A771. This is Earth.
I forgot about the serpent guard being
Stargate
found
shut
in
down
this
just
in
after
the
taking
ice
out
like
the-
that.
There was an energy surge.
Right, but what would that have done to the wormhole itself?
I have no idea.
Could it just disappear?
No, I don't think so, sir. It would have to discharge somewhere.
Like another Stargate?
Yeah, maybe. Sir, it's all theoretical. But we think that Stargates are basically giant superconductors. Charged matter streams along lines of force between them.
Positive to negative, like electricity, right?
Except for the fact that the whole trip happens outside our dimension. Yeah, more or less.
Okay, what if it jumped? Redirected itself here, or anywhere along here.
You're suggesting we search all these worlds?
Well, at least we've narrowed an entire galaxy of Stargates down to a handful of possibilities.
Well, assuming you're right, why haven't they used that Stargate to come back on their own?
Teal'c and I were flung out of this gate at this end so fast, I don't even remember hitting the ramp. Now they could be badly hurt, in which case we will not have to search far from the Stargates themselves. I think we owe it to them to try.
The ID to 7 symbol, yeah.
Yeah. This one has to be the point of origin. I've never seen it before. No. Batteries. Guess it's now or never.
Always preferred now. It's never.
Oops.
Here goes. something as simple as the control interface. If we can just dig down to the panel on the DHD, I can fix it.
Negative.
Sir, we gotta keep trying.
Of course we do. Awake. For a very long time. It'll be there in the morning. God.
About you.
I told you we're gonna get out of here. It's just gonna take longer than we thought.
Yes, sir.
Connected.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Jackson?
We just received probe telemetry from P5C 11 and 12. Neither of them have a breathable atmosphere anymore, if they ever did.
I have formally reported Colonel O'Neill and Captain Carter as missing in action.
Why?
Missing in action doesn't mean we stop looking, son.
Missing. I'm missing something.
Is she laying on his chest while he has a cracked rib?
I was wondering that myself.
Otherwise, think this is nice.
Fucking Landon.
Right?
So what are we doing?
You're exhausted. He passed out. I just thought we had to combine body heat or we wouldn't make it through the night.
It's fine. It's just very hard to sleep with broken ribs when someone's lying on you.
Sleep for a few hours and I'll fix the DHD.
Okay.
Jack rips a nasty one.
There we go.
That's my sidearm, I swear.
Okay.
If we don't make it, I won't have any regrets. You?
I regret dying.
I'll kick your ass.
Colonel? You're bleeding internally. I don't know how badly. Your broken leg may already be frostbitten. I can't tell. I've been trying to warm it up with the last of our cooking sterno, but that's about at it.
What's the bad news? Help me up.
No, sir. You need to heal. That's an order.
I give you orders around here.
No, doctor's orders.
I don't give a shit about your damn doctor's orders.
You already said you're not that kind of doctor.
Yeah, that.
Once that sterno dies, we won't be able to thaw anymore. I should have gotten you out of here by now. I'm sorry.
You will. You will.
I've been working on the control panel for the last 12 hours. It just... I don't know why it won't work. It should work. I'm missing something.
Captain.
Sir.
It's time to go to Plan B.
What Plan B be?
You take the rest of the supplies. You climb out of here. Take your chances up on the planet. Head towards daylight.
If I can get that Stargate to work, we will both go.
Right. I'll raise you. Make it work.
Yes, sir.
Major Capsman requires medical attention.
This one got his ass
Medical
kicked.
team to the embarkation room. Put the iris on safe.
Come on, move it. What happened? We were exploring a cave not far from the Stargate. He fell several meters from a rock ledge. There was no sign of Captain Carter or Colonel O'Neill.
Are you all right?
I am ready to embark again.
I'm calling the search off. What? This was the last of the planets that fit your theory, Doctor.
It's been what, a few days? I mean, what if we stopped just short of finding them?
I'm sorry.
Energy converters are intact. Reset. Reset. Why didn't I think? Hey, Colonel! I'm gonna interrupt the power. I'm gonna shut it all off and turn it on again.
It always comes back to, have you tried turning it off and on again? Figures. Meanwhile, Jax is having a nice nap over there.
Daniel Jackson.
Teal'c. Did you see that?
Why are you here?
Why are any of us here, teal'c?
I was thinking that I must be missing something, and now I just realized. We ruled out a world we shouldn't have.
I guess it didn't work.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault.
I don't understand why it won't work.
Got Plan B. Go.
No, sir.
Sam. I'm dying. Follow my order. Please.
Sir.
Please.
Yes, sir.
How many Earth-based cultures have we encountered from other worlds from periods both before and after we think the Stargate was buried?
Several, I take.
Right, and we've probably only scratched the surface. Now, so far we've tried to account for these discrepancies with various theories of parallel or accelerated...
What's your point, Doctor?
Quit talking nerd and sing.
What if there's a second Stargate here? What if this energy surge caused the wormhole to jump from one Stargate to another here?
On Earth?
Yes.
teal'c, would the Ghoul have put more than one Stargate on our planet? If the first became lost to them, it is possible.
But remember, the one that Ra put here might not have been the first. The Ghoul didn't build the Stargate system.
Well, then where is it?
Colonel, I can't see the surface yet. It looks like it just keeps going up.
Sam.
Yes, sir.
It was an honor serving with you.
Yes, sir.
It'd have to be in a remote
Now he's
location,
being a
otherwise
Debbie
it would have been
Downer.
discovered by
Jeez.
now. It could have even been buried until recently, otherwise the Ghoul would have continued to use it.
Let us hope it is not still buried. We're looking for radio transmissions on SG-1's emergency frequency. Coordinate with our military listening posts around the entire globe.
General, when we first opened our Stargate, it used to shake a lot. I mean, the ground, the whole facility, everything.
Since then, we've installed frequency dampeners that limit that to only a slight vibration.
Okay, but what if the second gate doesn't have those? Would it shake enough to indicate its location on a seismometer?
Damn right it would. Run a search for all recent seismic activity worldwide. See if any coincide with the time of our Stargate malfunction.
And check around 4 a.m. local time. I was here. I thought someone was trying an off-world activation, but nothing happened except for the chevrons glowed and there was a slight vibration.
Captain Carter and Colonel O'Neill.
What happens when you dial your own phone number? Wrong person to ask. What happens when you dial your own phone number?
You get a busy signal.
Exactly. What else could cause a vibration like that unless they were trying to dial home? They couldn't get through. I mean, even if their 7 symbol looked different, the coordinates of the 2 gates would still be exactly the same.
Colonel, I'm almost there. I'm going to try to bring back help, sir. I want you to hold that thought.
probably better off in the cave.
We got it! Antarctica! The timing of the event is to the second, including the event that Dr. Jackson experienced a few hours ago.
Latitude and longitude?
Yes, sir. It's only about 50 miles out of McMurdo.
General permission. Granted. Order McMurdo Station to begin a search of those coordinates now.
Bring hot chocolate.
Yeah. Timon says I need to dial the area code first.
Don't forget the 1.
Yep.
It's an ice planet. It's all there is as far as the eye can see. No chance. Coming down.
Whee! Ooh, maybe not we. All right, I take that back. Well, that was convenient.
Colonel. I'm here, Jack. I know. It's all right. You can sleep now. It's an honor serving
Hello.
with you too, Colonel.
McMurdo, this is Rescue Team Charlie. We found him. Over.
Sam. Sam. Come on. She's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
As is Colonel O'Neill.
Let's get them in the chopper.
Colonel, he's bleeding internally.
We know, Captain. Don't worry. He's going to be all right.
General, you came through the Stargate for us.
Not exactly, Captain. A team from the SGC will be arriving within the hour to secure this area. In the meantime, let's get these people home.
And now we have ourselves a second Stargate. Booyah! All right. That was that episode. Solitudes. Funny thing, I started thinking about it too. It's like later on, of course, much later, but I wonder how close this Stargate was supposed to be to the Antarctic base that they discover later on. Considering she saw a symbol on the DHD that she did not recognize on top of it.
How many
Well,
Stargates are there on Earth?
I believe it's just those. It was just this one was the second one.
So my question is this the same one that, the guy that's growing on me, Mayfield has? Not Mayfield. Is Mayfield? Not Mayfield.
Yeah. Mayborn.
Mayborn has.
This is the one that gets robbed from Area 51, basically. And Mayborn starts trying to use it with his own little whole Black Ops team.
Good episode, however. I don't know. How do we know that there's only 2? What about 3? What about 4? I don't trust Mayborn. There could be 4. Could be 5. I don't know.
I see they're just being the 2.
Is this the beginning of the little relationship between O'Neill and Carter, or is this just like...
This is definitely like the more kind of that relationship blossoming more, yes. Because you were what? You said you stopped at season 5?
Yeah, season 5.
Okay.
There's one episode that really, it's like, there's one episode where I think they get like something in their brain, but I don't know. It's the Tok'ra created a thing I forget what episode it was, but basically like O'Neill like straight up like admits without admitting that he has feelings for her because he's like, we're military and we can't have those feelings.
Yeah, I know what I know which episode. Yeah, that they had gone through that whole like superhuman testing thing.
Yeah. Like she gets trapped. Yeah, she gets trapped.
They went and did a mission. One of them got trapped behind a force field, and because never leave a man behind sort of stuff. But on top of it,
or your future girlfriend,
right? Because their feelings and attractions for each other, and they had to try. They were showing false positives because through the whole Tok'ra, whatever, basically lie detector test thing. Was saying there's off. Well, like I said, I mean, we already kind of spoiled a lot of stuff by talking about the Ori and everything, but like it is like
I don't know who the Ori are.
You're right, but like later on, they find this special outpost by the ancients. So like Timon says, this is the one the ancients used to go or come to the Pegasus. The Egypt one, it was brought by Ra. But there was a serpent guard dead here, so they probably came through originally. I don't know. It's kind of weird when you start to think about it, but yeah, that I figure that one, and I like it is. I wonder how far off this could have been from the ancient outpost.
Yeah,
eventually find later on in season 7, I believe.
Very true.
So it'd be it's kind of a curious thing because I don't recall if they ever mentioned this again other than the fact that then they have the second Stargate and stuff with the whole Mayborn nonsense. So I don't know. But I was thinking about it while watching this episode. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Wonder how far off from that outpost this could be.
Right.
But then next week will be your also another episode you're none too favorable towards.
Is it 10? Oh, God, 10 man, big.
Oh, thank you.
Timon says the same that happened to Carter and Jack happened to the Serpent Guard. Okay, yeah, I get you. Oh, right, because like she found just the one, so yeah, I could see that being the case. One poor schmuck that got thrown into that Antarctic location. Yeah, the accident of having 2 Stargates. And it's kind of like it was just another interesting little discovery for them. And then, then they have that one for a while. I think they unfortunately don't they later break the DHD? Right, in one of the episodes they overloaded it.
Yeah, possibly.
Something that was going on, so they tried to use it to shut down. I think either shut down or dial out. Forget.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to go back now. Now I got to go rewatch 1 through 5. So,
but yeah, we're getting there though. We're getting towards the end of the season finally.
We're almost to the Jaffa joke.
Yes.
That's a good episode. I like that. I like that episode.
That's in season 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's the. I think that's it. That must be Thor's chariot, I believe, because we get the new Gould system ward or whatever.
The guy who plays Satesh.
Yeah. And we finally get we'll have the joke.
It's glorious in all of his gloriousness. Brad will need to join us for that episode.
The Stargate virus from the stupid scientists? Yeah, that. Oh, well, I like it was. Like you said, that was a good episode. Anyone else want to add to for the episode? Yeah.
I'm not looking for Tin Man. Tin Man's like the third. There's like 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes in this season that I could probably do without. Cold Lazarus, Singularity, and what did I say? Tin Man. Like Tin Man is more tolerable than Cold Lazarus. No, I lied. It's not.
Well, what about even like what was it? The
Emancipation? Watch that every day.
Candle. What about Brief Candle?
That's more tolerable.
Damn.
Because he's just old and grumpy. I can deal with that.
So you're relating to the old and grumpy O'Neill.
He's literally you and I in 50 years. Just be old and cynical and grumpy.
Shit, I'm already there.
I'll
just minus the old part, I guess.
We'll have reached the level of Greg. I just hate everything.
Hate it all. Let it all burn.
Though Brief Candle was, yeah. I mean, it was just like, like a brief fart. It came and it went.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think with that we will call it. It was fun. We'll go around and everything. Sheefster, I know the answer, but I'll ask you anyways. You got anything you want to drop?
No.
Nope.
Okay, cool. I can dig it, brother. Static, how about you, sir? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my channel, Static 2020. Monday Night Bloodbath. Weekend pregame on Thursdays.
I gotta catch that. I'm good about trying to catch Thursdays because I remember Thursdays, but I gotta turn it on Monday.
What do you mean by a warning? Like I need like a trigger warning?
No, I was just joking. It was just because the first episode I came into, I was like, oh dear, they're getting after it. But I forget what you guys were. I think it had to do with like Israel just got bombed and Brad had said, I don't remember what it was, but
you might have.
Like,
okay. Brad does drop a lot of sarcasm about current.
And so I turned it on. And I was like, oh there, because I remember you saying that Bloodbath was the more political side. I was like, is this Thursday or Monday?
Yeah. Well, Thursday. I've pretty much decided that the Thursday show is just whatever the hell I want to talk about.
Right.
There's really like it's a lot of like
no holds barred.
It's cultural,
yeah,
but like the politics and like
you say that,
yeah, like how it all like kind of just combines together, and it's really just whatever the hell I've got going on in my head that week.
But the Monday Bloodbath is specifically politics, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got to join. I got to see what it's all about. Got to set a reminder Monday.
Yeah, that's at 7. That's at 7 Pacific.
What's
So
that
8
time?
o'clock our time.
8 o'clock.
It's 8
Oh,
o'clock
yeah.
our time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Is.
Yeah, that's me.
Cool beans. Cool beans. Hey, Acid, how's it going, dude?
Hello, Acid.
He says like a chem mix bag. No idea what is gonna grab.
Chex Mix bag.
Chex Mix, yeah, Chex Mix. My bad. And Hitman, how about you, sir?
Nope. Copy off teaser. Nope.
Hold on before we go.
Yeah,
I think Sheevster should have a channel where he makes a weekly video of just making fun of some retard on the internet. I think he would do it. And I think Hitman should do a channel where he's got like a weekly devotional.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's a good idea.
I'll get right on that.
Easter's like, nope.
Steve, I think you'd do really well.
Easter's not very good at giving homework to. In fact, he's not very good at completing it.
Well, I know that. That's me, but that's my problem. But think of just how hard it is. I try to encourage Sheester and coax him on to hear. It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, you want to know how much price
I like your idea, Static. I do.
Sheester made out like a bandit. He got so much money out of this deal.
Oh, you've been here the whole time, Acid. I'll be damned.
Lurking, eh? Lurking.
I can dig it. All food for thought. I like it. Otherwise, for myself, I might stream some KOTOR 2 at some point. I got to get back to it one way or another. And of course, then next week I'll be free back for. I'd also say for anybody that hasn't, go to Nerdy Neo's channel for our top 5 Star Wars games. It was a lot of fun. We went 5 freaking hours talking about Star Wars games and our favorites and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. But again, if you want some ideas for what to play out there, because they're all readily available one way or another to do so, check that out. And I know Neo's gonna be doing another stream with Melee Games, and BD Jake will be returning for that too. They're gonna do like kind of like another follow-up. So keep an eye out for them on that one. But for me, again, like I said, some KOTOR 2 at some point, either Wednesday, Thursday, and then Thursday night, I'm on Static's weekend pregame. We always have a blast. You just celebrated your 1 year for doing that.
Yep, 1 year was 2 weeks ago. Episode 50
was it 2 weeks ago? It felt like it was last week.
No, it was the week where everyone was on. Was the anniversary. I mean, I didn't really make much of a big deal about it because it's whatever. But 50 episodes was just this last Thursday.
Still a landmark, sir. Still a landmark.
I know.
I get it. No,
yeah. It's just, you know. And like the whole Helldivers and everything was just so freaking hot, you know, and it's just like
it was another one of those things you just couldn't quite ignore.
Yeah.
Kind of like with this whole Assassin's Creed nonsense. This is one of those things you just can't ignore at the moment just because it's a hot button thing.
Yeah.
And everybody's got a point to it. So, and I think I filled kind of the criteria for things for dropping the Tenchu games and stuff like that here tonight. Because when you suggested it as a video, I was like, that's a great idea, and I'll save it for Saturday because I always love having Hitman here to bounce it off, and then having Sheester was a bonus. So, yeah. And then, of course, we will be back next week for more Saturday Night Sith, same bat time, same bat channel. And then the Stargate episode, like I said, will be Tin Man, good old Comtraya. And that will be actually, too, next Saturday is the proper Star Wars Day, the 25th. I may or may not try and cook up something like a intro video. We'll see. We'll see how motivated. I've been kind of running low on the creativity side of things. It's been kind of a shitter.
Why is the 25th the proper Star Wars Day?
That was the release of the original Star Wars.
Oh, okay. I thought it might be something like that, but I was like, is it something else or something I haven't heard of?
No. This is unlike May 4th, where that's just the meme that got started. The May 25th is considered the proper Star Wars Day. So, like I say, I may or may not try and cook up a special intro video or something for it. We'll see.
Do it.
There you go. There it is, folks. Do it.
All right. So with that, I will say good night, everybody. Thank you, you as well, Static, for being in the chat tonight. We had Acid dropping in at the end, Timon hanging out practically the whole time, Dan Blackred, aka Liquid Blake, joining in for the fun towards the end with the Stargate and the Hammond Bush, Duke Devil hanging out. I thought he was gonna be joining us tonight. That prick.
Probably a date night. Yeah.
Yeah, date night. That's true. Fear of FEMA, thank you for hanging out, sir. Grizzy stopped by. Thank you for that, sir. Hopefully you got to enjoy some of the show. Fook Norris as well. Real Wade Nation Gaming dropped by. Thank you all so much for being here. And with that, we will say good night and enjoy the Macho Man roasting Darth Vader. Good night.
Bye.
What is thy bidding, my master?
Yeah, I should have known from the very beginning. From what you said. Yeah, when the mega powers were formed. Yeah, what you were out for from the very beginning. Yeah, you were after what was mine. I remember what you said.
You can destroy the Emperor. Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Yeah, that one was rough. Those words right there. Yeah, I got stuck, yeah, but I swallowed it anyway. Didn't like the taste, but I swallowed it anyway, yeah. But I remember the time when there was a conquistador out of the ring, the one that's so jealous that he can't stand it, yeah. Yeah, you came in there with your poses, yeah, but you made a big idiot out of yourself, yeah. And speaking of idiot things, what about that stupid idea? Did you forget that one? Think back. That right there sealed your fate. Yeah, that put the madness over the edge. But I'll tell you what felt even better, yeah, was in the dressing room, in the first aid room. Me being unselfish, yeah, said go ahead, do the thing, yeah. You won't steal my thunder, no. When you take a look at the madness's eyes, all you're gonna see is complete and utter rage!